The thing about this like frail Asian kid wearing a beanie walking around, you look like a fucking cancer patient. So I was like, I'm tired of this. I want to change my style right? So I went for the skinhead look. I look like a complete... I look like I just came out of prison, man. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Trash Taste Podcast. I am your host for today, Garnt. That is a real name, I can assure you. And I'm joined today with my co-host, Connor and Joey.
The ones with the real names.
the actual real names.
The actual real names.
Me, the whitest man on earth, man.
So, by the time this comes out, this would have been very old by now, but we haven't really got a chance to had a real debrief on our cycling special.
Oh, yeah.
Because we filmed an outro and that turned out to be 26 minutes or something like that, and we were just like...
Originally.
And we were like, people don't want to hear us talk about a special they
By the way,
just
if you haven't watched the cycling special, you should go and do that before we're going to be talking about that video. So if you want to watch that, link down below or top.
On screen now. But I think the biggest thing, I mean, obviously the reaction for that has been absolutely incredible.
That's been awesome.
But what I found funny was how seriously people took when it came to discussing who won and who lost and who cheated in that cycling special.
Yeah. I've never seen like our subreddit turn into like just the most like, no, you type
it
of,
was
like,
a fucking
thread.
free-for-all for a good period of time there.
It was like a fucking like Team Garnt and Joey versus Team Connor battle.
Is this how the Twilight fandom were in their prime?
Yeah, I mean, I get it. You know, they're invested.
They're invested, which is a good sign. Which is a good sign.
Yeah.
But I mean, okay, I think I'm very fake salty. Like I'm always like fake angry.
I think we are all fake salty and fake angry.
But like in real life as well, I'll sound like loud. I'm like, yo, this is fucked up, and they'll be like, well, you really care. I'm like, no, not really. I just like getting annoyed about things in a way that isn't like
that's very
Twittery.
British of you.
Yeah, British, very British. It's like I can't believe this. I'm like, oh my god, really? Like, no, I don't really give a shit. I mean, like, you know, the cheating. I was like, at the moment, I'm sure when I found out you cheated, I was like, motherfuckers, and then I probably just thought like, all right, well,
yeah.
But then obviously, because there's also clips of like me talking about it on my live stream, but obviously like I play up the saltiness because I'm, you know, it's good showmanship, you know. It is. It's fun.
Yeah, but it's unfortunate that like a large majority of the internet doesn't understand sarcasm.
There was like in our subreddit people discussing who cheated, who really won, who was the real winner,
who done it.
And there was this one comment, I can't remember what it was called, but they were like big man Connor Cahoon thinks he's a real winner, real Chad, huh? Calling his friends cheaters when he cheated, and he was getting so angry about it, and I was like, what the fuck?
It was just so funny seeing how like the fact that there were so many people who are infinitely more saltier than we didn't give a shit.
It's, like, you know, it's like to us, it's you know, we make the video, we film it.
Yeah.
If someone cheats, you know, it makes for good content. It makes for good content. You know?
I mean, originally, I remember going on that cycling special. I think this got cut out of the video, but I remember telling Connor, I'm going to do the whole thing because even if I don't win, I'll feel good if I do the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so the fourth challenge happened, and then Joey suggested the cheating, and I just thought to myself, that'll make for a really funny segment if we do actually.
That's exactly what it was. It's like, sure, you know, saying that, I wanted to take a fucking free car ride. Like, you know, I'd be lying if I say I didn't want that. Yeah. But ultimately, I was like, no, let's do this because it'll make for great content, and it did.
It's not about the race. It was about the friendship.
It wasn't about. It was about the friends we lost along the way, which is apparently each other.
True.
No, because like I feel like, you know, there's a difference between, obviously none of it was scripted, which, you know, we don't script what happens on the specials, but we are still, you know, we do still have that voice in the back of our head that says this is going to be content. People are going to watch this for entertainment.
Because let's be real, like, you know, there was a part of me that was like, you know, I'm sure there will be some level of entertainment factor if, hypothetically, all three of us, with no accidents whatsoever, completed everything from start to finish. Mm-hmm. But, you know, it's the little bits of unexpected drama that makes for an interesting
it's
video,
the drama,
right?
It's the banter. I feel like that's what makes for the interesting video. And I feel like part of this discussion, it's like we laugh at it because we know we didn't take it seriously, but I'm glad people were that invested in our content to really go balls deep, to really like break down the levels of cheating. And like, okay, I swear some people could make a spreadsheet of like every little thing that we do.
There's like thesis papers on it.
It's like the dream cheating thing. People are going to start hiring like astrophysicists to prove who cheated technically. I can't.
There's a 1 in 7 trillion chance that Garnt's chain would break at that very moment.
There was one comment that was like, why didn't Garnt just put the chain back on? And I did think that. I was like, why didn't Garnt just put the chain back
Actually,
on?
this wasn't, a lot of my, trying to fix the chain did get cut out, but it was like completely lodged in there. So like, the reason you were waiting so long for us was because I was like trying to unlodge this fucking chain. And then like I got it back on and then it came off again immediately. And I was trying to figure out what the fuck was wrong with my bike. So I had this like half an hour to 45 minutes where I realized that I had gone the entire cycle without first gear. So the reason the chain came off was because when I went to the highest gear, it just slipped off.
These bikes were very cheap.
Yeah. And like I realized why I was suffering so much now on the fucking hills was because
You're in second gear the entire way.
I was in second gear the entire way.
I also love though how like there was so many comments even on the video being like, oh man, their seats are too low, their bikes are too small. It's like, look, that was the biggest bikes they had there.
Those were the biggest bikes. And I think I did adjust my seats to be the highest.
To the highest,
because these people are designed for Japanese people by far. Because we didn't buy the bikes. They were the rental bikes from the local bike place.
We had to fly to the other side of the country, so we couldn't bring bikes.
These bikes were definitely not suited for 6-foot foreigners, that's for sure.
Speak for yourself, Joe. 5-foot gang over here.
Even for your size, it was small, right?
It was just maybe okay for me, but like really pushing it. Like
because I remember I put my seat all the way to the top. I was like, oh no, this is the highest it goes. I'm gonna fucking die.
We're pretty fucking dumb, right?
Yeah.
But we're not that dumb. Like I saw comments that were also like, did they even use any gears? I'm like, bro, you would know if we didn't change gear because Garnt would not be moving up any of these hills. You think Garnt could pedal at 6th gear up a hill? Are you kidding me?
I was already suffering enough on second gear, let alone fucking
like
6th gear.
Some people pretend like it was the first time we ever saw a bicycle with gears like that day. It's like, what are these things? I've never seen these. Let's just leave it alone.
I didn't realize until I saw the footage actually how much of a clown I looked with like this fucking mini bike with my massive legs just like pedaling along.
You're basically on like one of those like the kid bikes where they're like young and they're like sitting and the feet are going like over here. Like that's what you look like.
You're like kneeing yourself in the rib cage every time. Oh man,
that dude squats every time.
I mean, I'm glad people enjoyed it, but man, just it's not that serious, guys. It was just a little bit of fun.
I mean, there was a lot of like fluff that got cut out. Shout out to Mudan for editing that and going through. Jesus, how much footage did we have? Of footage, like 100 hours between us, because it was like we had the 6 GoPros.
It was like 1 terabyte of footage.
We had 6 GoPros, so 2 GoPros between each of us, and then also the handy cams and whatever, and the GoPro in the camera, the GoPro in the car as well, which is. That's why it took so long. We filmed that in October. That's why the production took so long. For our next special, we probably won't like scale up until we have like a super big idea. Maybe try something a bit smaller,
Yeah, I feel at this rate, it's just gonna get like bigger and it's gonna turn into like a Mr. Beast type of content if we don't scale back a little bit.
I mean, because we're the ones mainly arranging this as well, so we have to come up with all the equipment we need to figure everything out, and so like it's quite a lot to do it for all of us.
Like I kind of realized this when we were doing the thing, and then Connor's tire popped and every comment was just like, wow, I can't believe they didn't plan for like a spare tire or something like that. And yeah, in hindsight, it sounds fucking stupid, doesn't it? But you have to understand that most of our planning went into how the fuck are we going to power 6 GoPros on our bicycles when we have one car and none of us near each other. So we were trying to figure out the logistics of trying to get this filmed, and that's where
the last thing we were expecting was a pop tire.
These bikes were like extra heavy because we had like duct taped the shit out of stuff to it. Like there was like portable batteries strapped to these bikes.
It's like a brick.
Just to like keep the GoPros running. And also GoPros are such fickle things. They're amazing when they work, but the moment like there's any heat, they just stop working.
Yeah, because we realized this during the drifting special. Because people look at this content and think they don't see the fucking effort and logistics that goes into this. Because I didn't think about this until I had to go out and film it.
They just think, oh, just buy some cameras and attach them and turn them on.
So with the drifting special, a lot of Connor's footage just got lost.
Yeah, so like it's a shame because like when I was doing like the sick donuts, like all of that footage was lost because the GoPro just overheated in like 5 minutes.
It's like 900 degrees
yeah,
inside
because
the car.
It's an oven in that thing, and mine turned off. Luckily, your guys' worked.
I mean, mine kept dying in the second half.
Yeah, which just sucked because like all you get to see is an outside shot. It doesn't even look like I'm in the car doing the fucking thing, and you missed all like me getting fucking hyped, screaming.
Spoiler: it was a stunt double.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's what it looks like. It could look like a stunt double. I was so sad. I'm like, that's my drift. That's mine.
Like I recently watched this horror movie with Sydney. I don't remember the name. It's a Korean horror movie, right? But the premise of this horror movie is that there's this company who basically does live stream content, right? And so this company hires a bunch of people from the public to live stream going into this like haunted asylum and live streaming their experiences there. And so I was watching this movie and they had this like jank set up with some GoPros that were apparently like live streaming to this base camp that was like a literal camp that they had set up outside this mental asylum, right? And when I was watching this, I couldn't get invested in the movie because I felt like that guy doing like YouTuber reacts to YouTuber movies, right? And all I could see in the back of my head was these GoPros don't even have any spare cameras. Fucking lie there. They were like live streaming for 5 hours or something like that.
2 out of 10, not realistic.
Yeah, there's no way that would work. Also, how are they getting signal in this mental asylum? There's no way the stream would be this clean while they were streaming like
where's
inside
their 5G Twitch backpacks?
Exactly. Where are they? They didn't even have the fucking 5G Twitch backpacks. Like this is fake movie. 2 out of 10.
Oh my god. I mean, I'd like to do something like that, but like just, the fucking effort it would take to just try and organize the technicalities behind that just sounds like a nightmare in and of itself.
Yeah. I mean, to me, Twitch, like IRL streamers are just built different. I don't know. Like I don't
know how they do it.
I think you have to be another level of like masochist.
Yeah.
I think. I to me it seems like why would you want to just be embarrassed in public?
Yeah.
Like constantly.
Yeah.
Like I don't mind doing it for a video every now and then.
Yeah, but like having it constantly on. Because at least in a video, when you're out there filming, when you're out and about there filming, at least you can like edit it so it's the most interesting things that happened on the day. But if it's an IRL stream, you see everything. And and it's just, especially when you're not even in the safety of your own home either. You're out there in public, people can see you, people can judge you. And to me, that's just a level of like, that's the dystopian future that I don't want in my life. I don't know.
I was saying, like, not to mention, like, in Japan especially, where people are already fucking way too wary about filming in public, right? It's like, I don't know how you can just like rock up to an izakaya full of people and just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna put this camera here and just start talking while I drink.
I don't know. I couldn't do that either. I don't know. I haven't tried it, but like I don't know how I would get over that mental barrier of just going to a random restaurant, like having the phone in front of me and just talking to the phone.
I'm too British. I can't do that. Like, the thought of going into just a place and doing that is like, what?
Like just like on the street as well. Like I don't get how like J-vloggers, for instance, can like just be walking on the streets by themselves. Just have a camera like this and being like, all right guys, so we're gonna go to blah blah blah, and just have people staring at you the entire time.
I've done that and it looks like a fucking hostage video. I'm like fucking talking down to the camera like
I would go like this, but some people are just like, hello.
The giant selfie stick outwards. Yo, this is everyone in Ikebukuro right now. Check it out. Like I don't know. I mean, to me it's like, and I watch some of these IRL streams because I'm quite interested in it myself, and I think that like, oh, maybe I could do it sometime. But then, when I watch it, I'm like, okay, cool. They did like one cool thing in the day, and the rest of it, like a lot of the time, they were just being like sitting there asking their chat, like, what do you guys want to do? What do you guys want to do? What should we do, guys? And it's like, all right. And then I didn't really get what the appeal was because most of the time, real life's pretty fucking boring. You're just kind of like traveling or waiting.
Yeah, exactly.
I think though, in this day and age, I feel it's a type of content that is like really sought after.
Yeah, maybe right now I can understand that. But before that, I'm like, why would you want to watch someone just kind of like wait and sit around all day and maybe do something interesting for 1 hour?
Because it's like you're really there.
I get it in COVID times though.
Isn't this some kind of like Black Mirror-esque shit that getting on though? Like, I don't want to have a day myself. I'm going to watch someone else have a day, and I'm going to give them money.
It's literally that fucking
weird.
meme image of, that kid sitting in front of like the poster and being like, every podcast be like, that's literally what that
just
is.
keeps getting posted on our subreddit.
Yeah, that's literally what that is.
Because like for me, like I feel awkward if I have a hands-free set and I'm just in public and I'm on the phone.
Yeah,
I sometimes I have a hands-free set and I have the phone up to my face to look like I'm talking on the phone as opposed to opposed to talking to myself. I don't know.
Yeah, because the other day I had to go buy like some like eyelashes for Aki. So I went to like the local
was it this one?
the local pharmacy, and I was like, fuck, I don't know which one she wants. So I tried to like take some pictures and send her, being like, pick out which one it is. And she just fucking calls me and is like, just show me. So I had to like flip the camera and I'm just doing this while talking on a hands-free set, and these old women are looking at me like, what the fuck is this guy doing? It's like,
they probably understood you in
like,
the eyelashes.
It's like filming eyelashes and being like, which one?
I don't know why I find like only IRL content is where it feels a little Black Mirror-y to me, a little weird. I don't know why. Like no other type of content makes me feel in that weird kind of, this is like, no other content makes you feel like this is too far. Like IRL, just something about it. Sometimes I'm watching it, I'm like,
well, because like I feel that like if you stream in like say a studio like this, right? There's like a performative side to it. It's almost like a stage or like a setup.
Like there is literal sets that we perform in, I guess.
But sitting down for like 3 hours at an izakaya while like having a casual beer is a little too realistic.
You know what as well? Like I saw a lot of them get like drunk a lot of the time, and that's like the audience loves that.
Oh
they love it when they get drunk because they're like, oh, they could fuck up, they could say stuff like, so the audience constantly eggs them into drinking.
Yeah, people are like waiting for the next like stream fail.
And I'm like, fuck, that's a horrible relationship to have with your viewers, where they just want to see you fucking fuck everything up.
That's probably why like
I feel like even though it's an IRL stream, when we're streaming, we do have this performative side to us that we just talked about. That we feel like we want something interesting to happen, or we at least want an interesting conversation to happen. So I feel like it's a very, I don't know, like unhealthy kind of like relationship to have with your viewers at that point, because your best interest is for something to happen. So you are in this performative side. And I've talked to a few IRL streamers who have done things on their streams which they probably wouldn't have done if, nobody was watching.
Right. You definitely get that like fake confidence in the stream watching you.
I mean, isn't that where like the whole generalization of like, fan bases of IRL streamers being like super
they're pretty fucking toxic.
Yeah. Like I know a couple of IRL streamers in Japan as well, and they're all lovely people. Off stream.
Yeah.
But I think it's because of the fact that they have this really toxic and quite aggressive type of audience that loves to egg them on to make them do stupid shit or fail in some way, that they kind of get dragged into that, and they hate to say it, a lot of them on stream turn into a bit of an asshole. But that's also because, you have thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of people being like, yeah, do this thing that makes you look like an asshole for our entertainment.
It's kind of unfortunate because it's like if you're being an asshole, but your audience is enjoying it and they're egging you on, you can almost get lost in the fact that, no, I don't think I'm being an asshole. I think I'm just being entertaining.
Yeah.
Right. I think so.
But then, you see them, when you talk to them one-on-one, you realize, oh, they're actually quite normal.
They're nothing like they're on
nothing
stream.
Like this. They're really nice most of the time.
I don't know. Maybe I'm overgeneralizing. I don't know. I haven't met many, but the ones I have met are very different to how they act on stream.
Yeah. I mean, I only really know like a few who are like exactly the same, but I feel it's a rare breed.
Yeah, but I feel I completely agree with you with like IRL stream content being the Black Mirror kind of content as opposed to any other stream kind of content, in my opinion. And I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because it literally is like kind of like a slice of life where it feels a bit too intimate.
I feel especially when it's those IRL streams where it's like it's not the camera pointing at the person, but it's like shot in POV.
Yeah.
Like that shit especially is like, whoa.
It is weird. It just makes you think like, where's it going to go from here? Like, what's the next step? Because there's going to be a next step, and like,
it's only going to one up itself. Right?
Which is why I'm like, I wonder where it's going to go. Like, it's just it's really interesting.
Streaming my wife's pregnancy,
kind of scary.
Honestly, I could see that happening. Streaming my child's birth.
Yeah. Streaming my child's conception.
Dad reacts to childbirth.
Oh, it's like those fucking.
Oh, there it is.
those families on YouTube that have like more kids, because more kids is more clickbait. Pregnancy is clickbait.
It's more
oh
content.
my god! I just got reminded of that video you found the other day, Connor, about what's in your bum challenge, right? What was it?
Yeah, because I mean, I follow like Justin Wang on Twitter. I don't know if you follow Justin Wang. This man fucking.
He loves retweeting the most cursed shit
This
ever.
man fucking retweets and posts the cuss shit, and I thought this has got to be a troll.
Yeah.
But there's literally a series on YouTube of people being like, "Is that a dildo or a dick in my ass?" On YouTube. No joke. This isn't a joke. I know it's disgusting. And like, I watched it because I was like, "This can't be
I thought
real."
it was a meme.
Yeah,
I thought this was like
I thought it was a meme. I was like,
Yeah.
"There's no way this."
This was like the "Can Goku beat AIDS" meme,
Yeah,
that we thought was just a photoshopped picture.
And then you go in and you have a look, and they're like, literally, he's fucking doing it. And I'm like, this is on YouTube. What the fuck? What is this? And then they're just like, hee, oh yeah, I think that's your dick. And it's like, what is happening? What world are we in? This is insane.
Yeah. It's just like that moment of disbelief where you can't quite believe that this kind of content has we've gotten to the point where we can post something like this on YouTube and it's not even a meme anymore.
We went to fucking like =3 to this shit. What the fuck happened? What happened? Who came up with this genre? It's a genre. More than one people is doing
it. An actual genre.
More than one person has done this challenge.
It's like a dead ass like YouTube challenge. Like pass it on. Tag the next creator who was gonna do a new "What's in my bum" challenge.
And before someone was like, "Oh, dude, it's just because it was like, oh." People are going to be like, bro, it's just because you're saying because it's like dudes doing it. No, if it was fucking women and guys doing it too, it's fucking weird. It doesn't matter. Why is it on YouTube?
I think what killed me was just how straight they were playing it. You know? There wasn't any irony.
No,
there wasn't. Like, there was zero irony. There was zero like sarcasm in what they were doing. They were just like, "Oh, I think it's your dick, but I can't trust my bum anymore." Yeah?
Please don't watch this. It is literally what
It's the most cursed. One of the most cursed
so
videos.
Fucking cursed.
I love how we went from like reaching into a box to see what it is to just like let's replace the box, but with the anus.
Yeah, remember when Fine Bros or TV shows were like, "Is it jelly or a spider?"
Is it a dick?
Is it a dildo or my dick? I'll never tell.
I can't wait for the next step, which is like, which operation are we performing on you? Is it a vasectomy or a colonoscopy? You tell me. And it's like, oh, okay. I think I'm being like, my penis is being surgically removed. What is happening? The fuck? How can YouTube crack down on dumb shit and then just leave this shit up? This is insane. I couldn't believe it.
Is it a mouth?
I was
an owner hole or a vagina? Sponsored by Tenga. like where do we go from here?
Yeah, like obviously you did the video where you reviewed sex toys.
Yeah, but we didn't actually like stick.
Yeah, it's like you're under the table. You're like, oh, this is fantastic. This is rather.
It's not like I went up to Garnt and like, is it a Tenga or is it my mouth? I'll never tell.
Yeah, I feel like there's a clear line in which shouldn't be crossed.
Honestly, like for those of you who don't know, Joey did a video where we review Tenga products.
Great video. Check it out.
Great video. I found it funny because Joey didn't really tell me what we were doing until the day of filming. So in the back of my mind, I was just like, is Joey just gonna make me like go behind a curtain and just like try this shit out? Like what am I doing today? Like how balls deep are we going in on this?
I'll test it out.
Yeah, I was just because Joey was just like, yo, you want to go test out some Tengas? And I'm just like, yeah, sure. In what capacity are we testing them out, Joey?
Just boys hanging out.
Just boys hanging out. Just another night with the bros, you know.
Cracking a cold one with the boys.
Fucking degenerate.
That was a great video.
We didn't do that, by the way.
Yeah.
But
I just can't believe that video got made. Like that had to be like filmed, edited, and at no point in the process people think, is this too much?
No, the thing, it wasn't just a one-part series.
No,
it was
multiple.
It was a multiple-part series, and it obviously did really well because everyone just can't believe.
Obviously it did really well because who's not going to fucking click on that when you see that?
It's actually...
Because it's so absurd. You're going to be like, what is this? This can't be real. Oh my God, it's real. Don't watch it.
Please, do not.
But it exists.
Do not watch this.
I've never felt dirty just looking up a YouTube, typing something into my YouTube search history. You know,
I did watch a little bit of it, and
I did too.
I did too.
And it was fucking hilarious. Like I just found it really funny.
It would be great on Pornhub.
Yeah,
like, it would be great, funny jokes. Funny.
If it was on Pornhub, fantastic meme. Fan-fucking-tastic meme. On YouTube, you're just like, how are they getting away with this?
How it's still up is beyond me.
Okay. moving out of this, like, what is some of the most cursed shit you have seen on YouTube? I'm actually curious now because I know of,
That's
like,
probably honestly the most cursed thing I've seen on YouTube.
It's pretty cursed.
It's pretty fucking up there.
I mean, that is definitely up there, but
I mean, if we're talking like classic, like cursed content, like, you guys ever watched, no, you ever watched like Pizza Time?
no,
Have you seen that one?
No, what's that?
It's this video from like, I don't even know when it's made.
Sounds familiar.
But it's basically these like a bunch of dudes like, you watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right?
Yeah.
You know how they're like obsessed with pizza?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
So it's basically like a shit post on that, but it's basically this like, explaining it is so weird, but it's basically just like a bunch of dudes dressed up in Ninja Turtle cosplay, and then they like whip out their like fake dicks and like jack off onto this like pizza.
What?
Have you not seen it?
No.
This is
on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
Wait, I gotta know. Are they Australian?
No.
American?
I have no idea. No, the video is silent. That's the most cursed thing
What?
about it. Yeah.
What?
The entire video is silent, and it's easily the most. I don't even
Choose
remember
your own
where.
soundtrack.
Yeah, I don't even remember where I fucking saw it, but like it was one of those like, you know, fucking cursed content that made its rounds on, you know, it's like fucking meat spin and that kind of shit, right? But it was on YouTube instead of our own dedicated website.
I feel like we don't really have intentional.
Don't look it
cursed
up,
content
by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
Doesn't-
Please
doesn't
don't look
really
it up.
see it often as the way it used to be. I don't know. It used to be like kind of a like bonding experience.
Yeah.
If you'd watch cursed content. But now it doesn't feel that much. Now it just thinks like, I feel like everyone just thinks you're a fucking weirdo if you watch that shit. You know?
I mean, it's kind of true though.
yeah, that's true.
I mean, it doesn't matter if you do it on your own or do it as a
Wrong.
group. It's still weird.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I remember when YouTube went through the point where pretty much you can say anything was a prank and just like just get
the
away
fucking
with it.
prank thing.
Like just physically assault someone and call it a prank.
Oh, God.
The fuck was his name? What's his
Vitaly?
Sam Pepper?
Oh, God. Yeah.
You remember that guy?
What was it? He used to be an IRL streamer as well.
Yeah,
Funny
yeah,
enough.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He did the prank where
Oh yeah, where he
murdered-
He like killed his
Fake-
best friend.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
wait, what?
Do you remember that? Have you seen that one?
So
No.
he did a prank where he would kidnap two of his friends.
Right.
And then he would pretend to kill one of them in front of the other friend. And it was a prank.
And it was like just.
Wait,
a
are you
prank.
serious? This is the thing.
Zero.
Yeah.
This is a huge
That
deal.
was huge. Yeah. People were on his ass about it.
And
but-
rightly so.
Yeah.
That's
It's pretty fucked up. It's pretty
And,
That's
and it's
fucked
like,
up.
and it's like in the video, like you just see this like dude like in a fucking like bag over his head, just like getting fake shot, right?
what?
And the guy.
No, this is a Black Mirror episode.
No,
There's
and
no
the,
way
and
this
the
is
guy
real.
and the other friend is like strapped to the chair
Like
and it's just
crying.
fucking breaking down
Yeah.
crying.
Because
And
he
he's
just
like,
thought-
"Haha, it's just a prank, bro.
You just thought his best friend got murdered. So, of course, naturally, your natural response is to freak the fuck out.
Yeah.
Just mentally scarred my best friend for life. Just a prank, bro. What?
Honestly, it was fucked.
Well, it reminds me of that, like the recent news that broke where someone actually got shot or got murdered in America or something because they were filming like a prank video, right?
Oh, that's right. And they were like, I think
They were like fake mugging people
Yeah,
or
that
something.
was it.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. There was this guy, I can't remember the exact details of the story, but there was this kid or something who like was just pretending to mug people or like
How
rob
do you
people.
pretend to mug someone?
I just go up to them with a knife, play the YouTube royalty through. Dun, 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 dun.
Kevin McLeod on speaker.
I'm taking your money. Dun, 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 dun.
The ukulele, bust out the ukulele.
There's a guy in the background playing.
I mean, there's unfortunately more than one body, and when it comes to YouTube pranks gone wrong or whatever.
Yeah.
Wait. So what happened to the guy? What, getting like?
Well,
So what, he got
he
shot?
went up to some guy, and the guy fucking pulled a gun and shot him because he was trying to mug him.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
awful.
I mean, rightly so. I mean, it was self-defense.
Self-defense, yeah.
I mean, it's
what the
he's
fuck
well
did
in
you
his
think
right.
was going to happen? I just, to me, it seems so. You're literally in America. Everyone has a gun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even just in America. In any fucking country,
Yeah.
what can you expect?
Any
other
country,
than,
you just pull a fucking knife out.
other
right?
than just getting beat the fuck out.
I'd be like, well, I mean, come on,
yeah.
women.
This episode is sponsored by Ritual.
We deserve to know what we're putting in our bodies and why.
You're right. Ritual's clean, vegan-friendly multivitamin is formulated with high-quality nutrients in bioavailable forms your body can actually use.
Boys, do you know what you won't find?
What?
Okay.
Sugars,
Yeah.
GMOs, major allergens, synthetic fillers, and
Oh
artificial
my
colorants.
God, that is insane. Plus, the fresh taste and delayed release capsule design make taking your vitamins easy.
Get out of here.
I
This
want
is what I've been waiting for.
I want everything to be easy, like Ritual.
Guys, Ritual is designed with your life stage in mind. Now available for women, men, and teens, Ritual multivitamins are scientifically developed to help support different life stages.
Don't forget, Ritual is also made traceable. You'll always know what nutrients you're taking and where they come from, thanks to Ritual's one-of-a-kind visual supply chain.
So get your key nutrients today without the BS. Ritual is offering you, our listeners, 10% off during the first 3 months. So visit ritual.com/trashtaste to start your ritual today. Damn, I see what they did there. Nice.
I see what they did. I see what they did.
Thank you to Ritual for sponsoring the episode. Back to the show.
Speaking of arseholes online and people acting like arseholes online,
yes. I'm scared.
Yeah, going back to the cycling special.
Yeah.
So we've. It's funny how we've talked about like online privacy so much on this podcast.
Yeah, we have talked about it a lot.
Yeah, we've talked about it a lot, and sometimes I feel like we're beating a dead horse because we're just like we have a lot of crazy stories.
Yeah.
So it kind of surprises me when there are still some people out there, despite how many times we've talked about it, will do some not pretty not cool stuff. Yeah, I mean, so if you haven't been following my Twitter, so yeah, someone tried to leak some monk photos that I had, which were private, on my mum's Facebook, and I mean, I said this on my tweet longer, but I purposely didn't release it because I'm fine people knowing that I was a monk and memeing that aspect, just memeing the knowledge or whatever. But I was just like I kept that part private because there are like quite intimate photos. It's like a religious ceremony, so I didn't want that part of my life being memed.
Because when you were initially told the story, I remember after it, you were like, "Yeah, boys, I don't want to show a photo," and we were all
I'm pretty sure he said it on the clip.
Did you?
Like, I'm pretty sure on the clip we were like, I think one of us said like, "Oh, we'll put the pictures," and then Garnt was like, "No, I don't want to put the pictures up."
Yeah, I think I might have said that.
Maybe
it's been a while. It's been a while. But
basically, I remember it being like, you didn't want to share the pictures, and we were like, "Sure,
sure, whatever. I understand. Have a nice day." And it's become a meme. I'm completely fine with Garnt being the monk has become a meme. But someone literally stalked my mum's Facebook, which there's a difference between if I fucked up and there's some part of my private life that I forgot to private. It's still an asshole move, but as a public figure, you can expect that people are gonna try and dig into your past and everything like that.
Which is fucked in and of itself.
Yeah. I mean, it's we can talk about that's fucked that we kind of had to expect that, but you kind of do have to expect that. But it just felt dirty that someone tried to stalk my family, especially like my close family members.
Yeah, that's actually fucked.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked.
And like these are really old pictures as well, so they would have had to go back years and years worth of like my mum's pictures that she had posted.
It's creepy to think someone's just scrolling.
How bored are they?
I don't know, and like all this for a meme. It's like that Thanos meme, like all this for like a single meme.
Yeah.
It was
really
sad as well. The person knew that they were being scummy as well. Yeah. They even like self-admitted that they were being
ha ha ha.
scummy.
Yeah, I know this is scummy. Lol. It's like no.
Because I feel like we literally talked about this last week, where the barrier of privacy between reality and what's entertainment is like slowly drifting apart and slowly being erased. And I don't know, it feels weird finally experiencing that for myself and being in the crossfire.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, I had to like tell my parents. I was like, because luckily my parents, they're mega boomers, and so they think that Facebook is the plague and always has been.
Yeah.
So they never signed up to it.
Yeah.
But I still have to tell them, like, listen, if anyone asks you questions about me or like anything private about me or tries to get anything, just tell them like, okay, don't answer it. Just tell them and ask me. Like even if it's like, like someone claiming to be like a government agency, which like I think somebody, I can't remember who called them up and somehow got my parents' number or something, and were like trying to ask them questions about me. And I was like, don't answer anything. Just, if the police want me, the police will find me. You know what I mean? Like, it's not
they'll go to you, not the parents.
Don't anyone who claims to be anything, don't fucking tell them anything. It's sad that you have to do that, right? It's sad that I think it's just really sad that I would rather be harassed like 100 times personally than my parents be harassed once.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like I just couldn't.
Because they got nothing to do with it. Why do they have to get involved, right?
It's hard enough raising me as it was, right? Like let alone having to
the
deal
little
with
shit that you are.
the little fuck that I was. It's hard enough. I don't want to have to give them extra work afterwards. They're trying to enjoy retirement, So
it's been kind of funny seeing the transition between like my parents, at least, because my parents are like really technologically illiterate, and I've had to basically teach them everything. But it's been funny seeing the transition between them like not understanding social media at all and just like not using it at all, and then it's transitioning that to most of my family now use Facebook. Right? Remember when Facebook was just like a cool kids thing and like the parents didn't get it?
I think my parents still did that. They still take it that way.
Yeah, because it was really funny because I remember one day because we are all grown up on the internet, and especially I've been doing YouTube and social media for like a long time. But one day my mum phones me up, and this was when I had stopped using Facebook by this point. I'd like most of my online life has gone to Twitter because that's my job and everything. But my parents had just started really getting into Facebook, and being that parents who tag you and everything, comment on people's photos, properly involved. And I remember she phones me up one day and she goes, Garnt, someone left a mean comment on one of my photos. What do I do? I'm just like, what do you mean, Mum? What do you mean, what do you do? And she's like, I don't know what to do. It makes me feel sad. I kind of want to reply. And I'm just like, Mum, do not do this. Do not reply right now. Do not get involved.
That is the one thing you should not do.
It was just funny because like years ago she's like just ignore all the mean comments online. Just don't worry about it, as the parents do, because as a parent watching a kid do social media and do YouTube, that you just don't get it. You see comments, you're just like, these comments don't mean anything, right?
Yeah.
But it was funny seeing my parents who had never been into social media go through the same cycle that we had to go through, being like, what is a mean comment? Why are people commenting mean things on me? This doesn't make sense. You know what? I'm gonna reply. I'm going to give the trolls everything they want.
At least your mum wasn't like, do you know the number to the cyber police? I need to report a crime. No, like my mom's really smart about it, like, because she's been using do you know about this website called Mixi? I don't think it's around anymore, but basically it's really old it's basically like the old Japanese version of like MySpace or like Facebook and stuff like that. But I don't even think it's around anymore. But basically my mom's been like using that, so like she's had a pretty good understanding of like, privacy can be very easily leaked on the internet if you're not careful. So like my mum has openly told me, she's like, yeah, I follow you on Twitter and Instagram, but you'll never know which account is mine.
Fucking hell, that's some Death Note shit. Yeah. She's like, do.
Like, she's like, because like she just uses like, a completely separate name and like doesn't use any photos and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm glad that, she understands that, if she used her real face and name, that could lead to a whole lot of problems. Meanwhile, my dad is like, fucking openly comments on my videos and being like,
"That's my son. That's my boy."
No, I remember one time he's like, "Did you see the comment on my latest on your latest video?" And I'm like, no, I get thousands of comments every day. And he's like, oh, okay, I'll send you a screenshot of it. and he's like, oh, you might have missed it because I don't use my name on it. But instead, he didn't use his name on it, right? It's like a completely different username. Right. But I knew immediately it was my dad because the comment starts with, "Hey, son."
That's pretty good.
It's like, "Hey, son, I really like this video. The editing was done really well." It's like, "You'll never know it's me." It's like, yeah, sure, Dad.
That's so fucking wholesome. I don't know why that's so fucking wholesome.
Yeah, but the problem is that like when I was still using Facebook back in the day, like, again, like my mom would use a completely like separate name, right? So like, it was fine or whatever. But my dad would not only use his real name, but would also comment on every fucking thing I posted, always starting with, "Hey, son." So like,
"Hey guys, Joey's dad here."
Yeah. And so I had to like, and so like one day he came in being like really upset at me, being like, "Why'd you block me on Facebook, son?" I'm like, "Cause you keep fucking stop commenting. Stop opening a comment with 'Hey, son.'"
Your dad sounds like such a fun guy.
No, he's a great guy. Don't get me wrong, but like I had to literally block him on every social media just because he kept fucking doing that. And now the
number one harasser is your
And now the only way I can get in contact with my dad is, get this, through email. Because
you got like a number or something,
No, I have his number or whatever, but like, obviously because it's international, it costs a bit of money, right? Yeah. And so I was like, "Hey, Dad, you should start a Line account because everyone in Japan has Line.
Yeah.
Everyone in my family has Line, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if you guys don't know, Line is like, you know, Facebook Messenger
It's just
for
a
Asia.
messaging app.
It's just a messaging app that we use in Japan a lot. So I was like, you should start Line. And he's like, oh, I don't want to start another social media. So I'm like, Dad, it's not a social media. It's just a messaging app. And he's like, all right, fine, I'll do it. And so I added him and I messaged him. And it was like 3 months later, he came back being like, what's up, son? So now, so I'm just like, all right, I guess I'm just sticking to email now with my dad. If my dad ever needs anything, I'll just be like, just email me.
It's urgent. I got to email him right now.
Urgent. Hey, son.
Now every one of your comments on every one of your
Go with,
videos is
"Hey,
going
son."
to
It's just gonna start with, "Hey, son." I mean, that's good
I
because
love the Tango
Yeah.
review.
Yeah.
no, I guess that's good then because then now I truly won't know which one my dad is. The comment section is all going to be my dad.
He's going to have to try and find some like a new phrase to go with.
Say,
now.
hey boy. I love you, Dad. I'm just joshing. But what were we talking about? Internet privacy?
I guess,
Something like that.
I guess internet privacy. I mean, I don't know. Like, I've never. I guess this is the first wake up call for me that I've had to really think about my internet privacy. It took me way too long to make my Facebook. My Facebook privates. That should have been the first stage. But
Yeah.
I think the problem with internet like celebrities or whatever nowadays is that there's a difference between, say, it's, you know, someone who's signed to a big film or someone who gets picked up by a music label, like old school celebrities who there was this system by which they got picked up and they knew they were going to be famous. But the problem is anyone can be famous now.
Right.
Anyone can have their privacy leaked and, you know, not really think about the consequences of really going through their entire fucking past and just making it private or, you know, making it not public. Because we were teenagers. We don't remember every fucking site that we signed up to.
No.
My God, like I don't know how many one of my like old anime forum profile pictures are still like public or whatever, you know, because I signed up to a lot of sites back then because I was a teenager. But it's something that you don't really think about when you don't make content on the internet because no one really expects to be famous or no one really expects to have an audience or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like I do wonder if like the newer generation is gonna think about this whenever they do anything, or if we're just gonna continue to be stupid kids that don't really think about anything.
Well, I would like for it to be the first option if I'm being honest, just because like, you know, again, it's like I think that whole pre-notion of like, yeah, you know, you should expect your privacy to be, you know, hacked and slashed into because
people talk like that. That weirds me out.
It's like what is it about suddenly being, you know, quote unquote famous, you know, regardless of how you view, you know, fame to be, where it's suddenly like, oh well, you know, you have a presence on the internet that you share openly with a large audience, so that means that, you know, you don't have a privacy anymore. If it's on the internet, it's not private anymore.
It's literally like the same argument as like old school paparazzi. And have you ever seen any fucking interviews with like any paparazzi photographer? It's the most.
They're all assholes.
Yeah, it's the most like you will see these people openly being assholes, and they're just. They're proud of it. They're fucking proud of it. Like I think I remember the last one I saw was I think Anthony's like sitting down with a paparazzi.
I saw that one.
Literally everyone he interviewed was just the biggest class A arsehole I've ever
because,
seen.
you know, they do that whole bullshit of like, oh, if I don't do it, someone else is going to get it. And it's like, how about none of you fucking do it? Like, you know what I mean? And it sucks because like, I think 99% of people, again, who are watching this are like super chill, don't like think that way. There's all it takes that 1% to just make your life hell.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and that's unfortunate, right? Because, you know, I don't have any resentment to my like audience or anything like that. I think most of them are super fucking nice. But
Exactly.
It's just a fucking shame that some people are just like, I'm a fucking ruin this man's life. Let's do it.
It's a shame that, you know, you have to change your behavior for literally 1% of the people watching you, and you know that most of everyone that you interact with is just going to be a generally nice, cool person. And then it just sucks that there's that small percentage that unfortunately it's that small percentage that ruins it for everyone. And it's I guess that's just the world in general, right?
But you know, we'd be living in a utopia if everyone was being honest and kind, right? But
we'd have flying cars.
We'd have flying cars by now, but unfortunately, that's not the case right now. Some of us are still walking on the ground. So,
Big sad. I was watching this video the other day, and it was like Blue's Clues, believe it or not.
Blue's Clues?
And trust me, this is related back to the topic.
Okay.
Right, so, did you watch Blue's Clues when you were growing up?
Of course.
What's Blue's Clues?
All right, so Blue's Clues is this TV show, and it was basically this guy who was like talking to the camera, kind of like Dora style. I think this is where it started, this kind of style. And maybe it didn't know, but it's definitely popularized.
Yeah, popularized it.
Where there would be like a task, and there was this, a notebook, and they'd have to do X amount of tasks. It was a really good show, actually.
Yeah. And there was a dog called Blue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so the dog would help Steve,
yeah.
Steve find all the clues.
Right.
And so I always wondered. I was like, why did he stop doing it? Because if you watch the show, he basically swaps halfway through the show with another actor. I thought, oh, that's weird. Why did that happen? So it turns out that he was losing his hair, and that he didn't want to like go bald on like TV. Right?
Okay.
Right. So and then I was like, fuck. That hit me. I was like, oh my god, fuck. Because like, I mean, okay, there's like tons of comments about it, and it's like, it's frustrating because like I don't really give a shit anymore. Like I've gotten over it, but like, unfortunately, my dad did not give me a lucky dice roll with my genetics, and I am going bald eventually. It's gonna happen, and obviously it's been happening a little bit, and it's so frustrating that people will like go to other videos and be like, Connor, did you know you're balding? And I'm like,
they keep pointing it out.
Yeah, it's like, and it's so frustrating because the thing that bothers me is that like, again, like I fully accepted that it's happening. I know people are going to be like, have you tried doing this? Have you tried fucking doing voodoo? And it's like, yes.
Trying doing voodoo?
It's like, because people are always like, hey,
just try wishing the balding.
Because people are always like, hey man, just take these drugs, do these things. It's like, yeah, okay. I've honestly like done all that, tried all that.
Yeah.
Like, unfortunately, like I can't do surgery either. So whatever. And so I just kind of got to the point where I was like, all right, I think I've tried enough things where I'm like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
But it can't really do much about it, right?
Yeah.
And so I kind of got over it, but it's really frustrating, like I said, when people go to other videos and be like, bro, you're balding. It's like, I am aware, but it's frustrating that sometimes I have to like edit videos differently because it's like, all right, if I don't edit this part out, people are going to comment about this instead of the fucking video.
And only comment about that.
Yeah, because it's like I just want to focus on the video, and it's so frustrating that people feel the need to point it out.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like, why? Like,
I mean, I know exactly how you feel because I too have not been the luckiest with my gene pool. So like, literally,
Joey, I envy your perfect hair.
So pretty much everyone on my dad's side who's a male.
Yeah,
is bald,
same.
right?
Yeah, it's kind of sucks.
And it's something that I knew was always going to happen.
But you don't think it's gonna happen.
I mean, like as like when you're a teenager, you're just like I'm the exception.
Yeah, because your hair's like when you're like 18, your hair's like
it's lush.
Yeah,
fuck man, my hair's so thick
as fuck, and I'm just like, you think I'm the exception to the
Yeah.
rule. And I remember, I've seen like my entire family on my dad's side, everyone's bald. So I asked my dad, I've seen like pictures of my dad when he was young, and he had hair down to here, man. He was
forehead drip.
But yeah, he had a fucking luscious lock of hair,
Yeah.
and I saw what it looks like now, and I'm just like, so Dad, when did you start losing your hair? Just out of curiosity, just so I can take a look at my own hair. And he goes, I guess late 20, 30-year-old. And I asked this when I was 28. I was like, fuck, Dad, why did you not tell me earlier?
Bro.
For fuck's sake.
This is like, I can't. I had a feeling like it's probably going to happen to me. Right. But like, I didn't like quite know. But then I realized, okay, my older brother, who's like 10 years older than me, was going bald. And I was like, oh shit. Starting to sweat a little bit.
Right.
You're like,
You've seen a prior example.
Yeah. And like, you know what? I totally get why kids think it's funny to like mock hairlines, because you just think like, it's never going to happen to me. Bro, I've got hair. My hair is fucking luscious right now. It's never going to happen. But it does.
Oh, yeah, of course.
What is it? Like fucking 2 out of 3, especially if you're white, I think 2 out of 3 men get like some signs of hair loss or whatever.
All right.
Yeah.
But I remember like, I thought, okay, if it happens to me at 30, no biggie.
Yeah.
No biggie. It's by then I'll probably be chilling out. I'll be settling down. When I was like 21 or like 20, I started to notice just a little bit. It's getting a little bit thin, and I'm like,
right.
What's going on up there, huh? Better put a time out to that. So even when I was like 20, I started like trying to do things to like help it. It was, doing those like, taking it, all the fucking FDA approved, all that bullshit.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, for some people, it is purely just genetics.
You can't fight the genetics.
You're just fucked. Like some people, that helps. And like, you do a lot of research, you look into it. Some guys, you might be in a place where maybe the building you're living in has like really bad case of like damp or something that's fucking with your hair.
Right.
Because there's some people who, their living conditions are the reason why they're losing their hair. But no, unfortunately, as much as I wished I could do something about it, it was just kind of like whatever. And it's I guess the main reason why I just thought, fuck it, I'll just talk about it, because it's like, I've gotten to the point now where I just don't really give a fuck.
People are pointing out anyway.
Oh, people point out.
It's like, it's not going to stop. I feel like if we just say something, people can at least be
especially with a growing audience, right? Like newcomers are going to come into being like, oh, this is the inside meme? Okay, I'll add on to it for the millionth time.
Yeah, because, it's like, unfortunately, it's just kind of a thing of like, it's just something that I can't really do anything about. And unfortunately, people are going to see it. Because I'm not unfortunately.
You're not gonna wear a hat every day.
My videos aren't just me statically in front of the camera, never moving my head. So it's like, I'm gonna do it.
You can't go anything further than like a 90-degree angle, otherwise that's a red zone.
And it was like, so when I dyed my hair blonde, it wasn't that bad because my scalp is like really white. So it didn't look that bad. But it's when it starts to go brown and certain lighting, like especially studio lighting, fucking reflects that shit. So where it doesn't look too bad, if you look at me like normally, in like video where the lighting is washed out, it looks fucking awful. And it's like, when I see it on video, I'm like, fuck, it's that bad? I check it, I'm like, oh, it's not too bad. Like, it's whatever. But I'm pretty much at peace with it, and I'll probably shave it at some point because I kind of want to see how it look.
I reckon you could. You could rock.
But see, like you lucked out though in that regards, because the one thing, like the one thing is like, like the fact that you've already accepted that you're probably gonna go bald and that you're probably gonna shave it a lot. But at least the good thing is that you can grow a beard.
Yeah, true.
There is nothing weirder than a dude who is bald and has a clean face.
Why you do my boy Johnny Sins like that, man? Come on, man. Man's got the biggest dick in the industry.
Yeah, sure. And and that's why he like, I can't say that in front of Johnny Sins, right? Because he probably smacked the dick across my face and killed me to death. But like, at least like, a beard on a bald guy. Usually, 9 times out of 10 looks fucking great.
True.
You look hard as fuck. Dude,
I appreciate you trying to gas me up here, Jay.
No, but like that's one. But like it's weird because like you said like oh, I'm jealous of you, Joey. But like I actually had the opposite because like I have
too much hair.
I have too much hair. Wow, what a problem, guys.
It's just too luxurious.
No, hear me out. Because like your entire dad's side, right?
They're like, I think my dad was bald like fucking 20.
Yeah, well, see, my mom's side is exactly the same. Because my granddad went bald at like 24.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so for the longest time in my like early 20s, my mom and my sister would just fucking egg me on, being like, when are you gonna get that hair? Like, you better enjoy that hair while you still have it on your head, boy. And
that hairline's receding a bit.
And like I remember when I was like 18, I like asked my granddad, being like, how old were you when you like started to go bald? And he was like, oh, like 23. And I was like, that's like 5 years for me. Fuck. But obviously at that point I was like, look, if I go bald, fuck it, I'll just accept it, Like, I rather just like shave it all off than like leave it half-assed, right? So I'm just like, fuck it,
the more I thought about it, and the more, because I can't actually get any surgery even though I wanted to, because I have like a blood condition. The more I thought about it, I was like, do I really want to just fucking desperately cling on to this? Like, at the end of the day, I was like, I don't really think I give that much of a fuck, where I think I need my hair to function. Like, I think I'll still be fine without it. Like,
right, that's the thing, right? It's like people, like, I don't understand why people
people make it seem like if you lose your hair, it's gone. Because it's like a bald person, right? I sleep. Someone with full hair, I sleep. Balding, free real estate for bullying.
Comb over. Comb
over is where it's at.
I don't know. Because I feel like people just want to have like, at least some comments out there feel like they need to have like a one-up on you. They need to feel like they can mock you in some way.
But like, but they keep mentioning it like as if like, oh, if you lose your hair, you're not funny anymore. Like,
since when was making fun of like something to do with like genetics like a fucking slam dunk? To me, I was like,
it's like you take the piss out of someone's look. No, too far. Balding.
It's like,
free real estate.
It's not bullying.
Like it's the same thing. You're taking the piss out of what someone was born with. But like I do notice, like, as someone who went through the phase of like just accepting that they were balding. You do go through that 5 stages.
You do. There is like the first few, I think, year or two when it's happening. You're like, no, I can reverse this. I can reverse this.
The 5 stages of balding grief.
I mean, I think you do, right? To any guys out there,
5 stages of acceptance. First, First is like you. What's the word I'm looking for? It's
denial.
First stage is denial. It's always denial. It's always denial.
No.
You know, and I'm sure this conversation probably hits quite close to home to a lot of our viewers because our audience is mainly dudes.
Yeah.
If it is happening to you, don't give a fuck, man. It's whatever.
Just whatever.
You'll rock
I mean, you can do whatever you want.
It's not like society fucking rejects you.
Yeah, because
your hairline is
bald.
receding.
I feel like some people are. I for one, I have been bald before, and I do.
You rocked it, man.
Yeah, but I do like my hair, and I am putting in steps to. I don't expect to keep this forever, but I would like to elongate it for as long as I can.
Me too.
I'm self-aware enough to know that once it's past the point, all right.
Yeah, once it's gone too far,
it.
it's gone.
But
I'm
at least
shit.
right now, when I still have this hair, I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to lose this eventually.
Yeah.
But I am going to try and do my best at this point to just keep it. And I don't think there's anything particularly wrong about it. There's nothing particularly wrong with either direction that you go to, right? Yeah. I think it's more just, some people, I like the feeling of having hair. I like the feeling, I like the feeling of, washing your hair. And my God, especially fucking one thing that nobody tells you about being bald, right?
It's pretty cold, right?
It's fucking cold. Okay, you're either cold or if you're in a hot, humid country like Thailand, fucking mosquitoes. It's free real estate. There's an extra surface area for the mosquitoes to just go fucking mental.
I do.
It's just like a park that just opened, right? It's like, oh shit.
I won't lie. I do like the idea of being able to optimize my bathing experience, which is like
your bathing time is like cut by half, dude.
And like when you get out, bro, you're immediately dry. That sounds amazing. You know how like in a hurry I am. I hate
single wipe.
Yeah,
then you go.
And also like, do you use? Shampoo is irrelevant, right?
Yeah.
Body wash.
Shampoo is irrelevant.
You save so much money,
dude. What the fuck? Bro, I hate having to find like organic fucking shampoo that isn't like full of like sulfates or some shit.
Yeah.
But I mean. Yeah, as well. And I did have this thought. I was like, you know what? It's like, I don't know if this is creepy or what to some people, but I think it's kind of fucking cool that like my whole adult life is like captured in like YouTube. Like you can see like my whole, like there'll be like 19-year-old me.
You can see the progress.
Yeah, there'll be like 19-year-old me that is like spots and like fucking, pepperoni face. And then in like 10 years, you'll see me like fully bald.
It's the glow up.
I think it's kind of like, I don't know. I think it's kind of fascinating that I can have like a, as cringy as it might be, I can have like a backlog that
what I find interesting, right, is, I don't know what it was like for your parents, but my parents are like pretty old right now. So there's not too many photos of when they were younger and like my age especially. So, I'd see photos here and there and you're just like, damn, that's what you looks like?
Yeah.
Like, okay. But for, when we have kids, we have like our entire lives just like documented. But that's true for most people. Even above like being YouTubers, you got Facebook photos going back to like, my kid will definitely know my entire life up to like university. And like there are some uni photos where I'm just like, damn, son or daughter, I don't know if I want you going through this, man.
I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. I pretty much purged. I lost a lot of my photos pre-18. Like on Facebook, I purged most of them.
Yeah.
Because I hated how I looked in them. So I was like, fuck it.
I mean, no one likes how they looked.
And I thought, should I keep them? And I was like, no, I'm getting rid of them. So I've lost a lot of them. I pretty much have like, I would say an average amount of like that anyone would have for like someone who took photos, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's cool. As an adult, I can make the choice to be like, I'm fine with having most of my like adult life essentially be documented. I think that's kind of cool. I mean, whether my future kids think so,
exactly.
That's up to them. But
I'm sorry for any future kid who goes through my Twitter timeline. God, I'm so fucking sorry.
I'm sure Twitter at some point will do like a big purge of like.
You think so?
Because how can you store all that shit?
The sponsor of today's episode is EJ Anime Store.
What does EJ stand for, Garnt?
I've never said this before, but EJ Anime Store stands for Entertainment Japan.
Whoa. I didn't know that.
And if you don't know what EJ Anime Store is, it is Kadokawa's official online anime merch store that specializes in delivering the newest and most exclusive official anime merch to overseas fans directly from Japan, such as these that are on the table right now. Look at them. What
do we got today, Connor?
Wow, I'm glad you asked, Garnt. We have the Konosuba Megamin and Union. What the hell's a Union?
That's Union.
The Megamin and Union light novel Chinese-style dress versions, inspired by a set of illustrations created specifically by the Konosuba light novel illustrators illustrator Kurone Mishima to celebrate Yunyun's character birthday. The Kadokawa special set each include a rubber desk mat for illustrations that inspired these figures as an exclusive bonus.
I love Konosuba, Garnt, but what else do we have?
Well, for the cultured individuals out there,
That's me.
We have the redo of Healer, Freya, and Setsuna light novel versions.
I can't actually believe that they made figurines.
I'm surprised that I'm actually shocked that they made figurines of this.
And they're good.
Okay. EJ Anime Store brings you the two main heroines of the show that has gotten a lot of attention this season.
Definitely has gotten a lot of attention this season. Let's be real. Enjoy these cultured representations of Freya and Setsuna that include additional exchangeable face parts and were inspired by a set of new original illustrations created by the original light novel illustrator Shio Konbu.
The Kadokawa special set each includes a fabric poster of the illustrations that inspired these figures as an exclusive bonus.
Guys, but we can't forget the Bang Dream Girl Band Party. Rosalia Yukina Minato pajama version.
Go check out all these items on ejanimestore.com while they're still available, or click the link in the description.
And if you haven't already, follow them on Facebook and Twitter at EJ Anime Store so you don't miss any of their giveaways and limited time offers.
Thank you to EJ Anime Store for sponsoring this
Thank you,
episode. Back to
Japan.
the show.
But no, I think they can, because, I mean, that just means like that YouTube, all the YouTube videos in the world have a finite shelf life, and basically every media and every big website in the world has a finite shelf life, right? Yeah, surely.
Yeah,
So,
I
I don't know. I like you said, when it comes to online media, I kind of act like a hoarder, right? And I don't know what
You're
I could
a
look back.
JRPG
Yeah,
player.
exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know what I could look back in a few years and be like, yeah, I tweeted that back in 2008 or I can't even remember when I started my Twitter, man. It's been a while.
Didn't even know Twitter was that old, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have this thing on, I don't know if you have it. I think you do, right? Where like I have this thing on my Twitter where like if the tweet is older than 2 months, then it automatically deletes it.
Right.
I think mine's set like 2 years, just because like every time I look back at myself 2 years, I'm like, fuck, I was cringy.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
I'm like that 6 months ago, so I'm just like,
But
no,
I like the ability to look back and be like, man, that was fucking cringy. I like the ability to look back and go, man, what the fuck was this Anime Zone hairstyle? What the fuck, man?
I got that on YouTube, you know?
yeah, that's what the YouTube channel's for.
The Twitch clips, all that shit.
yeah.
That's what that's for,
Yeah.
Yeah, I already have like one website to like remind me of how cringy I used to be. I want like multiple websites to remind me how cringy I used to be.
I want to know what fucking cringy thoughts I had. So,
Yeah.
that's it's not just pictures. I want everything.
It's like I don't want to go back on like my personal Facebook and go back to like 2010 and being like, oh god, why the fuck did I tweet shit out like that or message shit out like that? But
no, because going back to the bold conversation.
Yeah.
And like rocking and style and everything like that.
Yeah.
So I remember I had to go through this exact process when I finished being a monk.
Yeah.
And I was just bold, right? Yeah. And we talked about before how you can't really. It's hard to rock a bold style when you don't have a beard or anything. Especially, I feel like it's especially hard as an Asian as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So like initially, all I did was just like wear a beanie. And the thing about this like frail Asian kid wearing a beanie walking around, you look like a fucking cancer patient. Like that's kind of like what I look like on the outside. So I was like, I'm tired of this. I want to change my style a bit there, right? So I was thinking, well, what can I possibly do? And the only other style I can think of is like, what do you think of when you think, bald head, shaved? You kind of think of like someone who just like a delinquent, right? Like
a skinhead.
Like a skinhead, right?
Yeah.
So I tried to go for that look, and I have a picture actually.
Really?
I dug this up during the break. Let me see if I can get it. But yeah, I went for the skinhead look, and for the first and only time in my life, I look like a complete. I look like I just came out of prison, man.
You look like Asian Jason Statham.
That's fucking awesome.
That's
I kind of love
you
that.
know what? Yeah.
Dude, that is dope as fuck.
Honestly,
if I saw someone walking the streets
it's the
looking
scarf.
like that,
It's the scarf.
it's a
that's
scarf.
I had never felt
It's the glasses and the scarf. That's what it is.
Okay, this is the first and only time in my life where I felt dangerous, right? So I I would be walking down.
People will move away from
No,
you.
exactly. I would be, because I was living in China at this time, right? And so I would be walking down the streets, and sometimes if it was dark, you know, I could see like groups of girls or groups of anyone just like subtly cross the road whenever I was approaching them. I was like, okay. And this one time, so I was with some friends there, and they took me like to this local bar who's run by this like Frail, you know, one of the old Asian ladies who run this local bar.
Yeah.
And so we walk in, and she dead ass looks at me, and I could see her have like a mini fucking heart attack. She's like, "What?" And then she goes to my mate and goes, "Sorry, we're closed right now." And my mate's like, "No, I've been here quite often. I know this place is open." And she dead ass says to him, "I'm just not looking for trouble right now."
Oh, Garnt's the kind of guy when you say I'm not looking for trouble.
I mean, look, I don't blame you, man. Like, if I was that frail old lady, I thought I would look at that and be like, oh, that's Chinese mafia.
Were you wearing the sunglasses and the scarf as well?
I was wearing the scarf.
Oh, that's
Yeah, that's Chinese mafia, dude. I mean, like, I'm not dealing with that shit.
yeah. The scarf says like it's Louis, but I mean, you know, I kill people as well. You know, like,
The scarf says like I'm hiding tats. that's what that's saying. You don't want to see the tats I have under here.
Yeah, looking like this, it felt like, you know, that meme of that guy in the party being like, they don't know I'm a fair old anime nerd.
they don't know I kill people for fun.
It's like the big coat as well. It's like, yeah, I might be concealing a weapon, but I'll never tell.
This is honestly the first time I ever like tried wearing a leather jacket, and I'm just like, damn, you know what?
You look good in leather jackets.
I like leather jackets.
Is that why you wear leather jackets a lot nowadays?
Ever since then, this is
Yeah.
what started it.
I think it looks
Honestly,
good on you. It looks
Yeah,
good.
you're the only one I know where it's like, damn, he fucking kills a leather jacket. Because I've seen so many people growing up who are like, oh, you know, I want to get back into like the whole like 80s like streetwear spirit and, you know, the punk spirit, and like wear a leather jacket, and it looks so lame.
Some people do look like they're just wearing the dad's clothes.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
I think
especially with
I
leather
do,
jackets.
yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
Exactly. Yeah, I tried it once and I was like, nah, it's not for me.
Yeah, for me, the one piece of clothing I find really hard to rock is a good suit. I don't know what it is about a suit, right?
Love wearing suits.
Yeah, I know you love wearing suits. You use every opportunity you
yeah.
can to just rock up when you were JoJo.
I'll be like,
suit.
we're all going to the grocery store. Suit up, suit up.
Suit up!
Why not? Suits are so fun to wear, man.
It is
like,
really fun to
You feel
wear.
like you command a presence when you're wearing a suit. You know, like when I leave my house wearing the JoJo suit, like you know, like I go on the train, I'm like, yeah, bitch.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a suit.
Because like for me, I can rock a suit, but it really needs to be tailor made. Because like anything else, my entire life, if I just buy like this store made suit, you know, it just feels like I'm wearing my dad's clothes.
Yeah.
I look like 5 years younger, and that's not a good. It's not a good 5 years younger. It looks like I'm back to being a teenager or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know, especially as well here, if you wear anything other than the standard businessman suit here, which is like what, the navy.
Like the navy blue white t-shirt underneath.
It's like not really navy. It's like dark navy. Like they all wear the same goddamn suit. So when I whip out my little like, I don't know, burgundy. What color is it? Like beige.
It's like
the JoJo beige suit. It stands out so fucking much.
The
and I'm
Giorno
like,
one, right?
Yeah, and I'm like,
yeah,
I'm like, yeah, bitch. I know it's hot.
Like I forget sometimes you bought two JoJo suits because you only wear that one.
Yeah,
every time.
because the other one is like way more formal. So it's a little harder to wear it like on like just kind of like not super serious things.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I've got the other one, the Bucciarati one.
Yeah,
which
I've
is
got
like
that one,
the
yeah.
navy blue, like kind of a
because
little more standard looking one.
It's also like a crossover, and I feel like the crossover is like more mafia, more like super serious, whereas the Giorno one, because it's just like super chill, it's like beige. Beige is not a serious color. No, people who wear beige don't do serious things, but you can look good, right? So,
Explain serious things. Like,
I don't know, you see someone wearing this suit.
like people, like mafia members don't wear beige.
Here is the Giorno suit. Here is the Bucciarati suit, right? The Bucciarati suit looks like you're killing people. You're trading in stocks that can't be bought by public citizens. You know,
Right.
The Giorno one looks like, you know, like you have fun times. You go out for nice meals. It's a different kind of atmosphere. You know?
Yeah, I go to the girls' bar every now and then.
It's a different kind of atmosphere that it gives off. You
Right.
know? It's like wearing a three-piece. You can't just casually wear a three-piece.
But
right?
I love wearing three pieces.
I love wearing a
You
three-piece.
look so fucking good in a three-piece because I don't something. You know, I like how men's fashion, no matter how much time has passed, right? A suit and a three-piece just always looks good.
Yeah.
That it's just something that is timeless, and I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
They've just like we optimized how good guys could look like hundreds of years ago, and then it just hasn't changed since then.
Yeah.
Yeah, the standard has always been the same.
I remember I don't really spend much money on clothes, but obviously suits are quite expensive.
Yeah.
And anyone who's bought a suit will know that.
Like a nice suit.
Yeah, like a nice suit,
Yeah.
right? Like, you can go to Primark and get the $20 suits or whatever, and it doesn't look bad actually. You know, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I remember I was talking about on Twitch. I was talking about the JoJo suits because they're bringing out new JoJo suits, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy them all. And they were like,
The Part 4 ones, right?
Part 4 ones, yeah, and they're like $500 each, and I'm like, listen, guys, for a suit, $500 is not that much, especially if you can go in there and they tailor it a little bit to you. Like, come on, these suits are fucking gorgeous.
Especially as an adult as well. Like, that's just gonna last.
Yeah, bro, you think I'm only ever wearing those JoJo suits now?
It's a one-time thing.
I'm
only.
never wearing any other suits ever, right? I'm in a pretty well, but I mean, I'm gonna get my fucking money's worth, right? And also, they're nice things. They're luxurious, man. You gotta a good suit you can't cheap out on. If you go to a job interview wearing a cheap ass suit, bro, come on, come on.
I mean, you go to a job interview wearing a JoJo suit.
Bro, they're like
instant application.
Presence has been commended when you walk in, right?
This boy's serious and he's beige.
Is he balding? Never mind. He's got a JoJo suit.
He's got a beige suit on. He's good.
I mean, that's the thing about the suit is that it's one of the few things that you really can't cheap out on.
No, you can't.
And you can try. I mean, like, you know, you can go to places like you can get a pretty cheap suit in somewhere like Thailand that's like tailor made and everything like that. But if you don't have that luxury of going to a place where it can be made for cheap, then a cheap suit really shows. Like most, like
you feel it when you wear it as well.
Yeah.
When it's a good suit, you feel like, damn, I'm powerful.
Yeah.
It comes off in the aura that you give off.
The aura.
It's like some Hunter x Hunter Nen stuff, right? You're like, people can feel your presence when you're wearing a good suit. People know you're wearing a good suit. They feel it in the way that you act. I'm telling you, man, it's not bullshit.
Yeah, that's what I do when I go buy a suit. I'm just like, excuse me, is the aura tailored in it?
No, honestly,
it's an option though.
It's too tailor made when they're asking questions. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? They're asking you stuff like, would you like this or that? And I'm like, I've never been asked that question in my life. What is that? Then they show you like, I don't care. What do you think? You're the tailor. You tell me. It's like,
would you like 2 centimeters or 3 centimeters off your cuff?
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, I don't know.
yeah, like when they ask like, do you want the leg rolled up at the bottom? And
I was like,
I don't know.
Just tell me what looks good. I literally have no fucking clue.
What do you think? Tell me.
Because I remember like the first time I wore a suit was for like my high school prom or something.
I think that was the first time for everybody.
That's when you get like the Primark suit. Your parents are like, I'm not buying you a good suit because you're not going to get any value out of it. You little shit.
And everyone does look like they're wearing their dad's suit right now. I think it's
like,
impossible to
lads.
it's like that oversized suit. Oh god,
it looks so unnatural.
The good old days where you can just get away with
why
that.
is it that every like 16-year-old who goes to like their first prom in a suit just looks like they're just like
because you're not comfortable in it?
Yeah, but like it's so funny how like every photo I've ever seen, either of myself or of my friends or of just complete random strangers at their proms, they all look like they're T-posing. You know what I mean? They're like they all look like they're just standing like, yes, we are at a prom.
A suit is like 50% the suit, 50% how comfortable you feel wearing the suit. Can you embody what a suit is? You know, you can't just put on a suit and be like, I guess I'm kind of like attractive now. You got to believe that when you put that suit on, I'm hot.
Yeah,
you got to give off that aura. You got to have faith.
But like, okay. There's always like every time I wear a suit, right? There's always this countdown of like, when am I going to take this jacket off? Because inevitably, when you go to like any celebrations or something, you're going to get too hot in that suit.
Of course.
And I feel like, you know, if you're going to take pictures or do anything, get it right at the beginning of the night. Yeah. Because there's nothing more messier than like just this suit that you know has just been battered and damaged. And like, you can tell it's not the suit itself, it's the tie, right?
Yeah.
Like at the beginning, you're buttoned up right to the top button. Your tie is tight. You look fucking suave. Yeah. 5 hours in, God, you're a sweaty mess. That tie has taken a beating. It's like halfway down your chest.
One thing Japan is like advanced technology in is like their business shirts are like next level. Like I don't know how they've done it, but Japan has like optimized the fuck out of like shirts, like the business shirt. Like,
of course they have, because every other person here is a salary man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I put this thing on at first, and it was a little pricey. I thought, I guess, if I'm buying a nice suit, I'll buy a nice shirt. Even though it's always an afterthought, because I always think, if it's white, who gives a fuck? Then I put this thing on, I'm like, whoa, it breathes, it stretches, it looks clean, it washes super easy, and I'm like, whoa. I've never like appreciated a shirt until Japan.
I remember I saw an ad for like last summer when it was like, that fucking heat wave came.
And
like it doesn't matter if it's like 40 degrees or it's 4 degrees, people are wearing a suit.
The
Like a
material
full
feels
suit.
amazing on these
But
things.
I remember I saw an ad which deadass said like, this business shirt has self-cooling technology.
I get it though.
And I'm like,
cooling technology.
yeah, and I'm like, it's a piece of cotton. Like,
but some of them like have like a stretchiness to it that makes it
Yeah.
like feel really like aerated. I don't know what it is. Okay, if you come to Japan, right, and you like your shirts,
Yeah.
dead ass, you know, fuck bringing back anime figures. Get some fucking Japanese shirts. Go to like Perfect Suit Factory here and just go and get some biceps.
get that self-cooling.
They're legit. They're good. They're really good.
I feel like whenever Japan like advertises this new fancy technology in clothing,
bullshit,
though,
yeah.
it's hit or miss because sometimes you get good things like the heat tech here. The heat tech when you go to Uniqlo and it's winter, those are fucking great.
Yeah.
Every country
the cool
has that.
shirts, you know,
Every cold country has that.
Yeah.
the cooling shirts, obviously great. I remember though recently, like Uniqlo also released this was deep during the pandemic. It was deep during quarantine. They released like their own airism masks or something like that. That was meant to like be more breathable fabric or something like that. And it got so hyped that it sold out on the first day immediately.
Of course.
People were queuing up to buy these masks. And I think around 3 months into it, I was at Uniqlo and miraculously they were just back on sale. They just come back into stock. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give this a try because this has been sold out and I'm tired of my, of my mask. So let's see how breathable this is. And it literally felt like you just worn like, one of those like anime knickers on your mask.
Just like underwear.
Yeah. It literally just felt like you had underwear on your face, and it was a fucking lie. This thing felt like it was going to give me asthma. It was not breathable at all.
They have a lot of fads though here, and it's fad technology.
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't there that like the necklace or something that was meant to prevent the spread of COVID?
Literally, I see so many people wearing it. It's called Virus Out.
Yeah.
It's just like literally just like a necklace, and everyone's wearing it.
Yeah, Arky made like an entire video about like a bunch of like coronavirus scam items, and one of them was that. It's like this fucking Lucky Charm looking thing where it's like, go away, virus. It was literally that energy. It's just like it's just a fucking like car air freshener around your neck. Like that's all it is. Like,
I'd rather you not care than have that and be like, I care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Because like at least you're not pretending at that point.
Yeah,
And then-
yeah.
But like the fact that like I saw a bunch of people who like especially like older like women who
course.
always
Yeah.
believe in that shit for some reason, who would
course.
like wear that and be like, oh, I don't have to wear a mask anymore.
Yeah.
I'm fully protected with
Yeah.
this,
I mean, it's the same reason fucking anti-vaxxers and stuff like exist, right? Because this kind of, if you have a small enough group who trade information within that group, then they're just gonna start believing the wildest shit sometimes. And it's a lot of like the image globally is that a lot of this is confined to America, but
It's all over.
It's all over.
It's all over the world. Like
It's it is all over the place. Especially
stupidity is not confined by one type of like nationality.
Just the big difference is like it seems in America it's just more documented and it's more widespread. And that's the thing.
It's unfortunate because like you said, like they're stupid. I do agree they are stupid, but it's been like proven, right? If you keep calling them stupid, it like makes them believe in it more.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
think that
yeah.
you're a conspiracy. You're on the inside.
Are you working with the government?
Yeah.
You're one of them.
So it's like, but also at the same time, I don't want to sit there and humor fucking stupid ideas.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. I don't really talk about it. I don't really get involved with it because I'm just like, I feel like it's a lose-lose. These people should know better.
Yeah.
I just like to think that, like for example, if my mum one day got into something like that I'd like to be able to think that I could maybe talk her out of it. Like, Mum,
Yeah.
come on, Mum.
yeah.
The PG tips is not poison. You can drink the tea, Mum. I'm pretty sure we'd all be dead if it, just give me a fake example. I don't know. It's unfortunate. I mean,
Wasn't it like the fucking in England? What, like the 5G towers caused?
that was
Cancer.
embarrassing. That was
Or like COVID or
embarrassing.
cancer or whatever it was. Yeah.
That was like huge in the UK.
Yeah.
That people were like burning down these towers.
Yeah.
And it's embarrassing. You're like, these are like, I live in the same country. These people, I went to the same schools.
Yeah.
There's these people who burned down fucking 5G towers.
Well, there was
Yeah.
also that fad of like, you shouldn't like when wireless like Bluetooth headphones first came out for your phone, being
Oh,
like
yeah.
people should use those because if you're on the phone like this, then the signal actually
I
causes
remember
cancer. Do you
that.
remember
Yeah,
that?
I remember that.
fad?
Yeah.
And there were people, at least in Australia, like when I was growing up, there were like people dead ass being like, oh, shit, I have to go and buy some Bluetooth headphones. I don't want to get a tumor in my brain from all these phone calls I'm taking. I'm like, What do you want?
I think one of the most interesting things I've seen happen recently, that's happened right in front of my eyes, is the fucking toilet paper shortage, right? Like I think back to that, and like,
why does that feel like 10 years ago?
I know, right? But like, I think back to that, and like, our kids are gonna be reading about this, or like, they're gonna see like they're gonna see the internet historian video, like fucking 20 years in the future, and be thinking like, haha, my generation were never this stupid. It's like,
I'm just imagining like, 20 years from now, like our kids, right, will be like in fucking history class, like modern history, being like,
yeah,
all right, class, so today we're gonna be talking about the 2020 great toilet paper shortage. It's the same as the fucking Great Depression.
It blew my mind how in Japan it happened as well. I'm like, we literally have fucking bidets.
It blew my mind.
What do you guys clean your ass with?
It blew my mind that it happened worldwide.
Yeah.
It was literally like a idea that spread worldwide, even though like nobody knew where it came from. Oh
no, it's the fad started in Australia,
right?
and I'm not proud of it.
But like the thing is, nobody like in other countries really knew that it came from Australia, because they were just like, oh, toilet paper, I must buy.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but everyone else is buying toilet paper, therefore I must buy toilet paper.
Yeah, it didn't occur to people that maybe like, if everyone just keeps using toilet paper at the same rate that we've all been using it, it'll continue to be the same.
Right. Like,
because I don't know why, because it was out of every household necessity that you think would happen, that you think people would need in an apocalypse: food, water, I sleep. Toilet paper, I wake.
Yeah.
This is the real shit.
so what? Do people think that like if you got COVID, you also got irritable bowel syndrome? Like,
in my mind as well, I'm like, do I really want to be an asshole who just goes and like fucking takes everything in the shop? I'm like, I mean, I'll take like a little bit of like pasta, a little bit of canned goods, nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Like enough for like.
I mean, we stocked up.
Yeah.
But we didn't fucking like be like, can I have everything on that shelf from there to there?
No, we only stocked up just because there was a literal shortage, and there was a literal point where I had trouble wiping my ass because there was no toilet paper.
Bidet gang, rise up.
I mean, like, I was gonna clean my ass with a bidet, but I wasn't gonna step out with a wet ass, right? Like, fuck that shit.
I just jiggle, just tell
a little shake.
Because it was the one piece of like everyday household equipment that you can understand soap. Okay, I understand if there would be a shortage of soap. I can understand hand sanitizer, of course. I understand why there would be a
food and water.
Yeah, there wasn't any.
To me, I'm like, do you know how easy it is to live off like rice or pasta? Like, you don't need much of that.
But there was even a shortage of like pasta as well. Like I remember,
there actually was.
I remember the video of I think it was in Italy. There was like all of the supermarkets.
Oh yeah, the
like,
old guy.
and the old guy was like getting pissed off that there was no pasta in the supermarket, and he was like, people weren't even this obsessed during World War II. We had more pasta in World War II than we do now. What the fuck's going on?
Yeah, I guess the problem is that like everyone's telling each other, you should panic, like in real time, right? Spread it. And it's like, oh my god. I don't know. I had a bunch of cup ramen, and I was like, I think I'm good. Yeah, I'll see what happens. Like, I'm pretty sure the stores aren't just going to shut.
Yeah,
I like, there would be an exact point where I would like start panicking, and that exact point is if I found out the combini was closed. Because like I feel like here, if the combini closes, you're going through some real shit.
That is
right
when
now.
I'm truly woke.
Okay, are we really going through an apocalypse? Okay, I wake now. I'm fucked.
Yeah, isn't it like America? They have like Waffle House, and like you can judge on like the disaster based on whether Waffle House is open or closed. It's like it's an actual like studied like thing. Where like even when there's like hurricanes, Waffle House in America is still open.
Wow.
And like serving. Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously, look it up. It's really interesting. And like I don't know which big natural disaster it was. I think it was Katrina or something. Like Waffle House was still open. Like because they're all equipped with like generators.
Right.
Why?
In case of disasters. Like, they're like one of the only things that like will try their best to stay open unless like the disaster is so bad when Waffle House in America has to
like, damn, my roof just got blown off. Could kill for some waffles right now though.
Yeah, if like windows and shit are broken, I think they'll still continue to be open. Like they'll let you in. Like I'm not sure exactly. I could be chatting out my ass, but as far as I remember, that's what it was.
Because I think what this entire situation has made me realize is I remember like before 2020, watching like old school zombie movies and something like that, and you'd think to yourself, man, they made the people really stupid in this zombie movie. This would never happen in real life. And now I look back and I'm just like,
it's definitely gonna happen.
I'm like, they didn't make them stupid enough. Jesus Christ.
There'll be a sect of people that like rounds up people and feeds them to the zombies because they think it'll probably appease the zombie or something. Like, there'll be some shit like that. There'll be some like
I look at something like Dead Rising and I'm like, well, this is unrealistic. There's still things inside all of the stores.
The toilet paper is
still
there.
toilet paper.
What the fuck?
there isn't a subgroup of people praising the zombies. What's going on?
I am curious what every like zombie story and like every kind of like apocalyptic story like would like how if 2020 would have changed like how cliches and tropes.
We're just gonna get a million fucking boring movies about this current pandemic and. You know,
can you make an exciting movie about the pandemic?
I mean, they tried to do it with 2012, right?
They made one like in 2006 or something with like who was it?
Oh, it was Pandemic, right? That
I think
one.
it was literal Pandemic. There's like a few movies that that are like worryingly close to like what happened.
Yeah. There was the one that went viral. I think I saw it last year. Where it was like
crazy. Like, well, that could never happen.
Yeah. But like in the movie, there was like a pandemic that was like completely, obviously named something completely differently years before, and I think it got viral because people found it on Netflix and started watching it. And the the plot is that there was a virus that was started in China through bats.
Really?
Yeah. And people were like,
some chef had it and he shook hands with a businesswoman.
Yeah, and then it spread to America, and then like half of America died.
It's Matt Damon, isn't it? It's fucking Matt Damon.
I think it was Matt Damon.
Fuck you, Matt Damon. I love you, Matt Damon.
And people were like, "Oh my god, this is almost scarily similar to what's actually happening right now."
Probably smarter because people probably acted a lot smarter in that movie. I don't know.
No.
Really?
They were dumb.
Well, but back in that movie as well, they would just like instantly die if they got it. And for some reason, Matt Damon and his kid, I think, just
were immune.
Were the ones that were immune because, of course, Matt Damon. I'm pretty sure if that happened, Matt Damon and Tom Cruise would be fucking immune to anything.
Yeah, Matt Damon. I think in the movie, Matt Damon was like, "I quarantined for 2 weeks. Never mind, I'm immune now." He like dead-ass stayed inside of a room for 2 weeks, and then the doctor was like, "Guess you're immune now."
It's a pretty good movie. Have you watched it?
I've just seen clips of it online.
Watch it?
Contagion.
It's pretty good. It's pretty funny watching it now, being like, it's fucking weird.
It must be weird watching it during the pandemic and being like, this is uncomfortably close to what's happening now.
It just makes you realize like how lucky we got that it could have been way worse. Like it could have just immediately killed people.
Yeah. Because I think, we've obviously gone through a really harsh period right now, but I feel like humanity really just got like we
got the best warning sign.
This was the best warning sign that we could have gotten, and I say this obviously knowing that it's a fucking tragedy how many people have died, but the scary thing is that it could have been so much fucking worse than it was, and this was kind of like the worst case scenario for how easily transmittable this virus could have been, but in terms of its actual effect, it could have been a lot worse. Yeah. And I say this with the fucking awful results we've gotten so far.
I mean, it's just scary to think that, if this had happened, 50, 100 years prior, right? Like how much, probably much, much, much worse it could have been,
It's weird because I've been thinking about this a lot because it's been like a full year now since I remember thinking, oh, this is gonna last a few months.
Yeah.
This quarantine thing, right? This is a fun little
Everyone
thing.
came together. It's like we'll bunk up for like 2 months, and then we'll be able to go outside and enjoy the summer. That never happened.
I remember the joke was like, "Oh, anime nerds, haha! I was born for this."
Yeah.
And then you realize pretty soon that there's a big difference between choosing to stay home and being forced to stay home. I don't know what it is, but there's a big fucking difference.
I saw a tweet that was like, man, are people going to judge people who have a tough time readapting to social situations?
Right.
And I was like, what? What do you mean?
What do you mean readapting?
Like people who have been live in their house for too long alone. Yeah. They were like, I hope we don't get judged.
What? They're suddenly going to go outside and be like, how do I interact with humans?
Yeah. I thought it was a little odd.
What do you think they like?
I agree.
It's weird.
You agree, Malin?
I'm worried.
You're worried?
Why? You fucking socialize.
Yeah.
Yeah, with us.
You guys aren't people.
Malen's like, I've been in the joint for too long, man.
But
I don't know how to reacclimate to society.
But it was just like, you know, when you see shit like that on Twitter, and it was just read something like it was like they made it out like it was way more serious and like a big issue than it was, and I'm like, bro, it's literally talking to people. What do you mean?
How is this not second nature to you?
No, I'm not. I know people, you know, struggle to socialize, but acting as if like your life has just been flipped upside down and it's going to take so much readjusting, like you like to get over this. I'm like, bro,
it's not like you trying to learn a language that you stopped learning after a couple
maybe
months,
this is a shitty take. I don't know. It could be a shitty take. I was just like, what? Am I dumb? Am I dumb?
Well, you're obviously not part of that, right? It's hashtag not
obviously,
relatable.
I know I'm quite extroverted, and I obviously can't sympathize 100% with all introvert problems. XD hashtag introvert problems, whatever. But like, you know, I mean, to me, I was like, it kind of seemed like they were trying to make it like, I don't know, because sometimes Twitter does this where it's like, guys, I have a problem. Guys, I need to tell you about my problem. Guys, please come on, fellow problem.
I believe that's called first world problems.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Where it's like the woe is me, right?
Well, I don't know. Like, I can kind of understand, but at the same time, how is it going to be different? Like, how is it that much different from what you were like before?
Yeah,
right?
it's like, it goes back to normal. It's
I mean,
it's like no one's going to force you to go outside after the pandemic. If anything, people are probably going to be still wary about it.
We'll just go back to the situation of people choosing to be inside rather than being forced. Taking a flight, God.
Going on a plane?
It's like if you loved being inside before the pandemic, you're probably still going to be inside after the pandemic. Let's be real. No one's like, the police aren't going to come in being like, all right, you've been in this room for too long. All right, get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out. You gotta
spilled a little bit of water on myself.
You just missed your mouth.
It's been.
I don't know. Do you think there are going to be any big changes once this pandemic's over, or are we just going to be like, that was a funny thing that happened last year, right?
I mean, like in terms of Japan, like, you know, because we're already such a mask
do you think Japan's ever going to stop wearing masks now?
No.
Like, because before, you know, it was still a socially accepted norm for people to wear masks, right? But not everyone wore masks. And now I feel like now it's going to be so deeply ingrained in the culture that I feel like 90 to 80% of people are just going to be permanently wearing masks.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, you know, like people already wear masks here, like, you know, during, especially this time of year where like, you know,
flu season,
people have hay fever because, you know, that kind of stuff. And then, you know, you have like the influenza season in like November where people are getting sick all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Everyone's wearing a mask and it's like, is your face a little bit cold? Wear a mask, you know?
Do you know what I'm hoping? And I think it's going to happen and I'm happy for it. People are going to take care of the hygiene during conventions. That's
I don't know, man.
Impossible. You asking them.
Yeah,
Come on,
that's a tall order.
I am hopeful that a global pandemic will make nerds care more about their hygiene during a big social gathering. Am I being too hopeful for this? Am I being too hopeful for this?
I feel, you know what? I feel if anything, it's going to be like, listen, we're all not going to get each other sick now. We've all gotten the shot.
Yeah.
So, and I've been forced to use hand sanitizer and bathe and wash my hands for far too long. I am going to go on a bathing strike.
I think I'd like to just see the alcohol stay in front of all the
hand
things.
sanitizer.
I think if more people just, especially at conventions where you are shaking hands with so many fucking people, and you know, maybe wearing more masks in convention, that's not exactly a bad thing, because con flu is just an accepted part that is an accepted part of every convention you go to, right?
Well, it's more like, see, here's the one thing I've never understood about con flu, right? Like, whenever you catch a cold, right, it's usually from someone.
Yeah.
Who's the fucker who's going to a con with a cold?
Bro, I mean, there's loads of people. Because I get it, right? Like, if they booked it, right?
Yeah, you've already paid
time off work.
Yeah, you've already paid money. You've booked your hotel.
Yeah, but
get a cough.
The least you can do is like try and stay as hygienic as possible. Right?
Yeah, which is why
you're talking to anime fans.
I know. Can we change this, please? Like,
no, that's why I'm hoping.
Can we change this?
I'm hoping that I go to the next convention, or maybe like not just the next one, because obviously the next one's going to be affected.
Yeah.
But maybe in like 3 years' time, we still got the same etiquette of maybe wearing masks isn't such a bad thing.
Wear a mask, use hand sanitizer, sanitizer.
people having hand sanitizers just like easily, readily available. Like if I'm just like, oh shit, does anyone have any hand sanitizer? And like 3 people around me just be like, yeah, bro, I got your back. I think that's a positive change. Maybe, maybe the smell can change, but that's just hopeful thinking. That is hopeful thinking.
Can we make those ones that like fucking wet your hand to oblivion illegal? You know the ones when you get it and it's just like oil has been dropped on your hand? That shit should be illegal.
The one where it's like way too sticky.
It's like sticky. It's like feels like it's been hydrated to like 1000%. Like it's fucked weird. Why do they keep buying this shit? Stop making that.
So that's the potent shit, dude.
Is it really though?
Yeah,
I like the feeling of that one because your hands feel clean
because it's like
the
extra
man puts his
clean.
hand in a Tenga one time and now he wants to like have his fucking lube all over his hand.
Listen, don't knock it till you try it, bro.
Like fingering a Tenga.
Yeah. Because like sometimes you get like you go to a restaurant here and they're like, please sanitize your hands, and they give you like this. They spray like the tiniest spray on, and you're meant to like make this tiny spray last cover your entire surface
absorbs
area.
into your palm before you can stretch it out.
And I'm just like, you know that picture where it's like the door that's being held by the Cheeto and like the SWAT team breaking down the door. That's what it feels like when they put like that piddly little spray on, and you're like, okay, I can see this does nothing, but you're just doing it because it's like regulation.
Yeah, but like I don't want my hand feel like I've just dunked it in like a vat of oil. Like that's what it feels like sometimes.
I like the feeling of like it's one, it covers your hand, and 2, you can feel it evaporate. So you get like a little tingly cooling sensation.
I'd rather them go overboard with the hand sanitizer than underboard.
Like I feel like it's clean otherwise. It is fucking.
It's like I know my hands are the cleanest it can be.
It is sanitized. That's the point of hand sanitizer. It fucking sanitizes your hands.
That 0.01% of germs is clinging on for dear life on my hands right now. Like
I just prefer to use like soap. I don't know. I like the feeling.
You can't soap your hands up.
If you're going to like a restaurant, you can just be like, all right, spray a little bit on, then I'm going to go toilet and clean my hands.
What takes so much more effort?
Yeah, but I like
that is the least optimized thing.
Yeah,
coming from a man who optimizes everything in his life.
Listen, restaurants are inherently an unoptimized experience. There's so much waiting time.
Imagine the queue to the toilet. Yeah. If that was just the norm.
Fuck that.
Not everyone could be large-brained like myself, you know.
Shut up. Just shut up.
All you have to do is buy this gel. It sanitizes your hands more.
I feel like it strips your skin. I don't know why. You know what I mean?
Well, that's just your weak ass epidermis, apparently.
It is my weak ass epidermis.
I like it because some people.
I love it when I can feel my bone.
Yeah, because some people have just some people just have like really sweaty hands, and it feels like that spray does nothing. Does nothing. Some people need
How fucking
that.
sweaty your hands.
No, not my hands. My hands are like
it's the one that you handshake at a con.
It's the moist hand.
It's the moist hand.
You felt the moist hand, and for some reason the moist hand always cold as fuck. It's like you feel the moistness.
It is literally a cold wet fish. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like grabbing.
It's like a dead fish, right?
It's like going to a supermarket and like seeing one of those fish in the fish section, just grabbing it. That's what it feels like. It is gross. And you can never shake that feeling off after it's like off your hand.
Apologies to anyone who has cold, wet hands, but yeah.
Cold wet hands.
Whoever's handshaking their fish at home.
Yeah, who's handshaking their fish at home. What the fuck were we talking about?
I don't even know.
Finding Nemo handshakes.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see that from future cons, but I mean, it's just a matter of when is the future con.
Yeah, because AX just got postponed, didn't it?
Yeah, just got postponed.
I just have no interest in going to digital conventions. I couldn't think of a more boring thing.
It's just sad to me.
I get it. They got to keep.
They got to do it, but to me, it doesn't make me feel happy that they're doing digital conventions. It just makes me feel sad.
Yeah, unless I'm staying in a scuffed hotel room that's fucked up from everyone's shit. Like it's just not the same.
Yeah, it's kind of the same as like virtual concerts.
Yeah,
right?
I was about to say.
Like
the Fortnite one was pretty cool with like Travis Scott. They did a whole thing for it though. That's like a different experience.
That's a different experience.
Yeah, but like someone on Zoom just dancing in front of their webcam, being like,
Did you see the one that Post Malone did for Pokemon?
No.
Yeah, Post Malone. So like Pokemon just recently announced, past 25th anniversary this year, and the official Pokemon YouTube channel did a virtual concert with Post Malone, and it is weird. It is weird as fuck.
What did he sing?
Did Pokemon reach out to Post Malone, or was it? What?
It was like literally like think of like the Travis Scott.
He's
or
like the least family-friendly kind of image you could go for that I expect from Nintendo.
It was this clip on Twitter that went viral where like one of the lyrics to like Post Malone's song, like obviously, you know, like a lot of his songs, you know, he swears and writes, so they censored it. But I guess they forgot to censor this one line where he was like, "It was just the sex though, the sex though." Meanwhile, there's Lugia flying in the distance.
Post Malone rapping with a
And it was like, yeah, so like they had like the virtual model of Post Malone, but again, it's
like in a Pokemon way.
Not even. It's like, I don't know. He was kind of halfway between a Pokemon model and just like a regular 3D model.
Okay.
And it was really fucking weird. And especially weird because like when you think of Pokemon and you think of modern pop stars, Post Malone is not the first person you think of.
No.
Right? And yet, it was really weird just being like, at the end of the concert, he's like, "Thank you, Pokemon fans! I love Pokemon!"
When did this happen? How did I not see this?
I'm surprised you guys didn't see it.
It's like Kanye West going on the Disney Channel or something. Right? I was like,
All these bitches.
Like, you're such a fucking hoe. I love it. Thank you, Disney.
like sometimes you just see news nowadays and like you can't tell if it's real news or just a meme anymore.
Yeah.
Like the real news is the meme nowadays sometimes. Like Post Malone and Pokemon.
I mean, I like Post Malone, but it was just a very strange, like, I don't know if I enjoyed
It's
it
a
or
very
not.
odd combo.
It's a very odd combo.
especially coming from Nintendo as well. One of the most
Was it
tight-knit-
received well?
Yeah. I mean, it was good. Like, if you're a Post Malone or fan, then it was like, yeah,
Or
cool.
You're like Pokemon.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. I don't know about like Pokemon fans, but I mean, I saw it was like pretty positively received. So, I mean, good on Post Malone.
So it's
I
kind
guess,
of like
but
a Pokemon AMV to Post Malone's music.
I don't even know. It wasn't a long concert either. It was maybe about, you know, like 15, 20 minutes, maybe. So he played, you know, he maybe did like 3 or 4 songs.
So wait, where could you watch this? Was it on Twitter? Or?
It's on the it's on the official Pokemon YouTube channel. Like if you look up Post Malone Pokemon concert, it'll come up.
I just don't want to be in my room attending an
There's
event.
there's
That's
just
Like, yeah.
there's
so
just
sad. I don't
there's
know.
just something
Fuck.
about the energy of having a crowd there that's just that you need that energy. I mean, it's something that you can't
There's
kind of
nothing
like.
sadder than a virtual mosh pit.
Yeah. Oh god, that sounds so depressing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm just
Like,
imagining
what's
that.
the virtual mosh pit? It's just Twitch chat going insane, right? That's a virtual mosh pit. It's like it's not quite the same.
And I love Twitch chat, and I
Yeah.
love interacting, and I love streaming. But there's something about it when it was supposed to be live,
Yeah.
and like in person.
Yeah.
When it goes to Twitch, it just feels weird. Or
Yeah.
it feels weird. I don't really know why. And like conventions, I just think are an experience you inherently just cannot experience.
I mean, you go to convention for the people, for the atmosphere.
Yeah, otherwise everyone would be fucking going on their Discord servers and talking about anime and being cringy, right? Like
Exactly,
you go
right?
to be cringy in person and
Yeah.
like meet other cringy people.
Well, it's like the whole reason why you go to like concerts, right? It's like
Yeah.
it's of course to see whoever you're seeing live, but it's also to fucking see it with people.
Yeah, there's something different about seeing a band live as opposed with other people, as opposed to seeing it, listening to the album or seeing music videos, something like that. There's just an energy you can't capture if you're watching it through a screen.
Exactly.
And I mean that's why I get why people have to do virtual events and everything, but I just want to attend.
I fucking miss concerts, man.
I miss crowds,
Yeah.
and I never thought I would miss crowds because I hate crowds.
I hate crowds.
I hate crowds so much, but it's not just even being there in a crowd, but just seeing an event and just hearing that crowd scream. There's just something special. There's just something that brings that hype to it.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
Like the most recent event I can think of is League of Legends Worlds, right?
No.
Normally I'm like super hyped for Worlds because as you would be for any other sporting event.
Yeah.
But there was just something about seeing this gameplay that just didn't have the crowd roar behind it. That just made it feel like you were just watching a Tyler 1 stream or something like that.
Yeah, like you're watching an online tournament.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like I remember the players they were saying as well. They were like, "Yeah, it's not the same without a crowd."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
When you get a win, when the crowd's there
Like when someone makes a fucking amazing play and you hear that roar,
Yeah,
and
it's so
there's
true.
just something special about that even though I'm not there in person, because I've been there in person and the energy there is fucking incredible. But even just capturing a bit of that energy and putting it like just hearing that crowd scream, it's something that can't be replicated. And like I know, and I think it was China that tried adding like that tried the canned laughter effect where they added fake crowds effects.
they?
Yeah. And
What,
so-
to what? To the League of Legends?
yeah. I think so. I heard about this. Like someone's probably going to fact check and call me out on this, but I think I heard that, and that just sounds.
I wouldn't be
that just-
surprised.
That just sounds even worse.
Yeah.
if they did that.
Just like the Friends fucking like soundtrack starts playing. Like,
The
what?
Seinfeld bass just comes in. Yeah, because like I remember like because February just passed, and like I love watching like the sumo.
Yeah.
And the sumo season is like during the winter.
Yeah.
So just finished. But like of course, because it's a pandemic, you can't have people in this tiny, stadium watching the sumo. So like it was really sad to see this like massive sumo stadium only having maybe like 4 people in it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and obviously after every win, right? Usually the crowd, like claps or like cheers or something. But instead it's like someone does this like epic win and like 3 people are clapping. It just sounds like a cow shit.
It just feels like there's zero stakes.
Yeah.
If you can't hear anyone.
It's not
watching.
hype at all.
Also, it's really interesting because the sumo, they were like all wearing masks before they got on stage.
Yeah.
And they take it off. It's just funny seeing them like, all right, we have these precautions. They take their masks off, they step up, and immediately just fucking put their faces together. And I'm like, I don't know about this.
Yeah. There's not much point, is there?
I don't know how socially distant sumoing is, but I mean, I don't give a shit. I'm just like, you pick one.
Yeah. It is funny how crowds can play into sporting event hype because I've been recommended a lot of like since we did the chess tournament, I've been like been recommended way more chess clips and been watching like chess streamers like Hikaru and everything like that. And there's just something about the image I had about chess before that was boring. And I feel a big part of that was just how bored everyone looks in any big chess crowd, right? It's like people playing a chess tournament during a coughing event.
Yeah.
And what I realized, like one thing I realized about how we could like how the image could be easily changed was I was recommended this other event, like clips of this other event where it's just a bunch of grandmasters who are just like shooting shit and having fun, and they were like having team tournaments and just like trash talking each other, and I'm just like, dude, this seems like a legit fun event, and this could have easily changed the image of chess, which I think it's great now that the image of chess is being like slowly changed,
Not everyone will agree with you, Garnt. There.
I mean, that's my opinion as a filthy casual chess player.
I saw like some chess GM tweeted out being like, "Man, it's such a shame that chess is going in this direction."
Yeah,
and then everyone was just like,
what, in like a not serious direction?
Yeah, because chess has a lot of history behind it, and there's a lot of people who are like, it's big brain, it's intelligent, and it's being watered down for these common folk.
I mean, you are like an ex. You've played chess.
Yeah, I mean,
for your country. Well, how do you feel about it?
I mean, it doesn't really seem like you had that like purist view on it.
Yeah,
though, right?
No, because like I hated it because like when I was doing it, it was a bunch of 60-year-old white men who were just in charge of everything, and they talked about it like you were like the fucking Knight's Guard.
Yeah.
Culture, like because it's taken very seriously in the UK, and the history behind it is like very long and whatnot. But I don't give a fuck. I mean, if the sports wants to have more funding and be more popular, I think it's a good thing that people get into chess. I mean, it's a good game. I think that it's one of the probably the better games your kid can get into.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to evolve to get with the times, right? And purists always going to be behind. Behind that.
Unfortunately, chess is probably on its own a bit boring.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, right? Like I play it, I could, say that. But I think, adding these tournaments that don't really take away anything from the pro scene, if it gets, if you look at chess viewership on Twitch, outside of like PogChamps and stuff like that, the big chess streamers viewership has grown a lot.
I mean, how many viewers does Hikaru get now? It's fucking
25K, 30.
Yeah.
That's
and
nuts.
it's fucking great because before you literally could not make money playing chess.
There's so many big chess streamers now.
Yeah.
And it's really epic, epic. Wow. It's really,
Wow, that's can I
really
get a
epic.
pog?
It's really epic seeing that, like, there's room for like many chess streamers to make a living off this and stream it. And, I mean, it makes sense, right?
It's really taught me how important image is.
Yeah.
In regards to like a sport and stuff like that. Because yes, there's you got to respect the legacy and the history and stuff like that. But you get to a point where
It needs to modernize.
it needs to modernize. It needs to catch up with the times. And great because I've gotten way more into chess simply because it just looks funner now. You know, it looks way more fun. And
I mean, there's like stuff like, you know, everyone thinks that sports like rules don't change.
Yeah.
Like rules are like sacred. But like stuff like basketball, I'm pretty sure the NBA changes the rule, have changed the rules a few times based on what makes a more fun viewing experience. So it begs the question is like, what's more important, the sport or the audience?
Yeah.
And so I think chess is at that crossroads where there's obviously people who have been training their whole life to be, you know, pros and whatnot.
Yeah.
And obviously, it sucks that maybe your sport is a little less serious. But on the other hand, you have way more opportunities, way more money, you know, way more chance to have a platform and do whatever you want. And if you want to be on the sidelines being salty about it, you're probably going to be the one left behind.
It's a balance at the end of the day, right? It's like, you can't go too far in either direction. I feel.
I feel that. Like I remember when Hikaru got signed up for TSM, I was just like, holy shit,
That's pretty cool.
This is a pog moment. That is a pog
That's
moment
pog.
right there. like just like imagine if we had a chess tournament where people showed up in like esports gowns, you know, in fucking esports shirts and stuff like that. That would be pretty hype in my opinion. But obviously, I'm a filthy casual. I don't play chess out of anything, but just casually. So that's just my opinion.
I totally forgot I played in a chess tournament like last week. I totally forgot I did that.
How did that go?
Yeah,
Like,
how did that
Twitch
go?
Rivals, it was fine. I mean, I had like 1 hour sleep, so it was pretty brutal, and I had to film. Like, I had to go somewhere to film.
I mean, you say that, but like knowing your schedule, I kind of like I was like you're addicted to Apex back then.
You kind of did it to yourself.
Yeah, you kind of did it to
I
yourself.
know I did.
man.
I just, you know, when you just say yes to something and you're like, you don't really think about like how it will like actually fit into your schedule. 'Cause it just sounds cool.
Until it happens.
Yeah, so I got invited to Twitch Rivals, which was like, they wanted to do like a chess tournament where you get paired with like a GM or something and they tell you which piece to move and you have to choose which of that piece. So if they say pawn, you choose which of the 8 pawns to move.
Right.
And so it's pretty fun. I mean, I haven't played chess in since our tournament.
Yeah.
So I was pretty rusty and obviously not having much sleep. And so, but it was good fun. I like doing it. It's fun. I like playing chess. But it's really annoying how like there's some comments as well that like, bro, Connor didn't play like when he was a kid. That's a lie. He's so shit now. And I'm like, bro, if you didn't play for like 7 years and you played now, I bet you probably wouldn't be
You
good
ever
at
heard of a gap?
Yeah. And also, I think I'm probably like the same level or probably better as a child than I am now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is a bit weird to say.
I mean,
I mean, it's the same logic. It's like, you learned the quadratic equation during school and you can't do it now. You didn't learn it during school.
And it's
like,
also, it's also like people think like, you know, how good do you think that like 12, 11-year-olds are at this game? Like, I mean, there are some exceptions of amazing.
There's only so many Magnus Carlsens, right?
And I was like, bro, I was like the worst on my team as well. I just sneaked in. Like,
like I remember when I was talking about, you know, my masters, and I was like explaining to you guys, I couldn't remember what equation I was talking about. It was second order differential equations. I remember that now. And Connor says, "Is it integer you're thinking of?" And I guess I was like, yeah, I guess I was thinking
I
of
should
integer.
know too as well, because I also have an engineering degree.
Yeah, there was so many comments being like, Garnt didn't pass his masters. Can't even remember that. Jesus Christ.
If you don't use something, surprisingly, you forget it.
Yeah.
You also have
Believe
to
it or not.
understand that a lot of times during this podcast, a lot of us are just brain dead. we're just chatting. It's just like
again, you know, it's the whole vibe of the show
words
where
come out.
we just talk. We don't really plan anything. None of the topics are ever planned beforehand. We just kind of shoot the shit, you know. And
we didn't plan to go into fucking masters talk of engineering. So.
I'm sure if I applied for an engineering job, I'm more qualified than someone who is like hasn't got the degree but might be studying that thing.
Yeah.
Who probably knows more than me at this current time, but because I haven't done anything. Like 3 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck, I don't know.
I mean, you forget it. You forget it.
Forgot everything. I
finally understand.
I barely knew it at the time.
Yeah.
Let alone now.
But that's the thing. And I feel like now I finally understand how like my parents felt when I would like go up to them and being like, "Can you help me with this math equation?" It's like you finished school, right? You've done this before, and my parents are like. I don't know how to do this. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know how to do it? You did this in school.
I think I can't even remember, like, having passed my master's in engineering, I probably can't remember how to do basic trigonometry now.
No, same.
Yeah. Dude, if like some 10-year-old came up to me and was like, can you help me solve this long division equation? I'd be like, fuck. I don't know how the fuck to do this.
I'm going to like research real quick, but I'm sure I can get the answer to
Let
you.
me Google it real quick. Like, I totally get that now.
Yeah, because I remember as a kid, you're just like, how can you not know this? You're an adult. You know everything. You learned this before.
Like, you know how like you see those fucking like Facebook quizzes that pop up that are like, you know, it'll be like different tanks of water. And it'll be like, which one will fill up first?
Yeah.
And that was like literally like part of my fluids exam. We had stuff like that. And I'm like, back in the day, I'm sure I can answer that to you. But right now, I got no fucking idea because I don't remember what the fuck it was all about. All right, well, I guess we have nothing else to talk about today, boys. So, hand it off to you, the host, Garnt.
Are we just put me on the
I
spot
can't remember what we ended on.
I'm satisfied.
I've seen
the outro.
I've seen enough trash taste. I'm satisfied.
Cue the patrons.
I've talked enough. I'm satisfied. Hello, patrons. Thank you for being a patron. Here are all your names.
You guys are beautiful. Amazing.
Look at all your beautiful faces.
Hey, if you'd like to support us, go over to patreon.com/trashtaste. Also follow us on Twitter, the subreddit, and listen to us on Spotify if you hate our face.
I just feel like Joey does it so much better than either of us because he's just like ingrained that into his head.
I literally mentally I just like press a button and it just auto plays.
I could. I just choose not to.
Yeah. I mean, Joey does it for me every time, and I'm just like, just let Joey do it.
Hey man, don't fix something that isn't broken. You know.
Yes, do everything that Joey says. And did you mention that we have a Twitch channel as well? Oh yeah, we haven't mentioned that we have a third channel now.
Oh yeah,
do we?
Trash Taste After Dark. It used to be unofficial, and now it's official.
Yes.
I know that confused a lot of people.
It's very confusing because there are some channels out there that aren't official, and there are some channels out there that are official. I mean,
so let's set the record straight. We have 3 channels. We have this one that you're currently on. We have Trash Taste Highlights, and we have Trash Taste After Dark. Anything else is unofficial.
Yes.
Where we will be uploading our Twitch streams.
Yes, that's right.
Doing, so.
Basically, After Dark is literally just a VOD of our Twitch streams.
Yeah, and there might be other bullshit content that we upload as well. But for the time being, all of the Twitch VODs. Oh yeah, by the way, follow us on Twitch as well at Trash Taste Podcast. We'll be doing semi-regular streams. I don't fucking know.
I don't know. We have some stream ideas, no promises, but it's there.
Yeah, just follow us there.
Just follow us there. Yeah. Anyway,
I'm ready to die.
That's it. Connor's been very tired today.
No, I mean I was good the first hour, and then I'm just like, bro, it hit me. It hit me.
This is how I've seen you for the past week, because Connor's been addicted to Apex for the past month, and every time I see him,
he does this to himself.
Every time I see him, he just comes in and be like, guys, I was streaming till 4 a.m.
I didn't stream yesterday. I'm just tired.
Most of the time he doesn't even stream. He just plays.
Yeah, I'm just like, fuck, I'm tired.
Anyway, that's it from us. So we'll see you guys next time. Bye.